Hey, this is Chris from the Save Before Quitting podcast. I just wanted to stop in a second here. You might be very confused, like, what the heck? Where's my podcast right now? Where's my video podcast? Well, here's the thing. Breaking news. For this week's episode of the podcast, we accidentally forgot to record the video. So, we're going to go back in time to a previous iteration of the podcast where it was just the audio with like some static animation, maybe a little bit of memes added in there for different parts. We do talk about some of the stuff that was shown off at DC Fandom in this episode, so there might be the trailers put in there. You have to watch to see. You got to do that. But yeah, this coming Sunday, if you aren't in the know. So this Sunday, we are having a live recording of our podcast over on twitch.tv/savebeforequitting, and also here on YouTube, where you guys can actually write in questions and ask us live on the podcast and join in on the conversation if you want to, participate. So definitely check that out. Hit us up on Twitter if you want to be a part of it, or just on Twitch when we're live that day. But for now, enjoy this audio podcast on a video site that has not much video. Bye. Oh boy. So we played Avengers.
We did. I guess this is what we played early.
It's not really but it's cool because of the amount of shit we talked. Specifically, probably me only, because I think I was the only one of the original trifecta to even touch the game.
Yeah.
So
but as things started rolling out, and then I played the demo, I'm like, I was kind of with you on like, this game was not that.
Yeah, it was pretty ass, but it's pretty fun now. Like, here's the thing. It's not good. It's not great either.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. I'm playing that for purposes. Like if I have to go in and play, like you said, that intro mission, just to catch up, so that we can all do the thing online, I'll play it. Mm-hmm. If I'm playing with you guys, I'll play it. If I have to play it under my own, like, all right, I got some time. What am I going to
grind out my character?
Yeah, I'm
level.
never going to throw that in.
I feel that. Yeah, man. The only reason I bring it up is because it's like the camera can't see it, but it's just looking at me through the looking glass.
That's the irony right there. It's almost like looking at us like, that's right, bitch.
You fucking played me.
You played it. You own this.
There's like this like foggy like window drawer, and like it's just faintly peeking through.
What are the odds of that? I didn't realize. I put that in there. I think I was rushing when you were on the Zoom thing before we streamed, and I'm like rushing to pull everything together and put the game in, and just so happens that it's like
just waiting for us to look us dead in the eyes and say, "Bitch, I got you.
You got me." It was weird. Like I went to go pick it up, so I go into Best Buy because you text me at like 6 something, like, "Hey, we're thinking to play Avengers if you want to play it." And I was like, "Shit, I never went and got that." And I kept saying I would so that we can all do it together. So I was like, all right, I go on the PlayStation app. I'm like, I'll just download it. Mm-hmm. But it's still like $40 on it. I was like, I'm not paying $40 for
Rightfully
this.
So.
And then, but Best Buy still had the sale. It said $20 for the PS5 version too. I was like, all right.
Might as well.
So, I mean, PS4, you get the PS4 when you can upgrade, so it's whatever. But the PS4 version was the same price. So I was like, well, I might as well just get the PS5 one. So I go to Best Buy, and then Chris knows I'm hitting him up play by play, like I'm in the car. I'm going to get it. Yeah. I'm doing the thing. You can tell me to back out at any second.
I mean, I was like, we're just playing it casually. Like, I was also like, you don't have to go to Best Buy. We could play something else. Like that. No. It was more of like a lighthearted.
It was kind of built up though. Like we talked about it on one episode. Yeah. Then we told CLD. Then you and Ryan had. It was almost like, no, we got to do this now.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a problem. Like, I don't live far from Best Buy, so I went there. I go in, right? On the shelf, there's only the PS4 one. So I'm just like, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I'll pick it up. But one of those guys, well, the Best Buy workers came over like, you need help with anything?
Yeah.
But at that point, I have to walk from the front to the video games. That was the third person to ask me that.
You're like, you know what, motherfucker? Sure.
Yeah, because the first guy was like, no, I know what I'm getting. I get halfway there past like the phones and stuff. Mm-hmm. He's all like, hey, you need help? Anybody helping you? I was like, no, I'm just going right over to the games. I know what I'm looking for. And I go over there, and of course, I'm like, all right, there's Avengers. I'm getting it. Another guy, hey, need something? I was like, fine. I was like, do you have the PS5 one of this? Mm-hmm. He was like, we don't really keep things in the back anymore. So if it's not here, then it's whatever. I was like, that's fine. He's like, well, did the website say? I'm like, yeah, your website said this location, you had that version. But I keep telling him, like, it's cool. It's not that big a deal.
Because you get the free upgrade when you have the PS4.
It doesn't matter. So even now, he's looking, and I'm like, I only see the PS4. And I picked it up. He's like, let me go check in the back. And in my head, I'm like, you just said that. He was like, but the website does say it, so let me go check on something. I was like, at this point, I'm already on the clock. So we're supposed to start playing at like 8 o'clock. And I'm in Best Buy and it's 7 something.
Again, keep in mind there was no rush, so he's rushing himself.
True, I'm rushing. I know I'm rushing myself.
Yeah,
but it's because I don't want to hold people up. But that's before I also didn't know you were doing the figure thing first.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah.
So I go in there. I'm in there. He goes into the back. So now I'm just holding this PS4 version of Avengers, kind of just looking
getting
around.
Judged by everybody.
Thank you. Because I'm holding it, and at the same time, there's other like gamers walking around, and I'm like, it's such a stupid thing to think about. But in my mind, I was like, I don't want these guys to see me holding this PS4 version of Avengers in my hand.
They're gonna think I'm basic. They don't know I've been here from the start.
Right. I'm better than this. So, I'm like, worst come to worst, I could be like, I'm getting this for somebody else. But it's also not that big a deal, so I don't care.
I was going to say, like, they're going to come ew, dude, you're buying Avengers, you? Like,
listen. Because you know there's those guys. We've all seen them in, like, GameStop who be like, I wouldn't recommend that game.
Oh, I have a story about GameStop in a second, too. I forgot about that. Oh, fuck.
So, he comes back out, finally, because I've been out here just like, it's only so many times I can keep just walking by these games and looking at the same stuff and looking at the kiosks and not touching it because we live in a nasty era. So
the nasty era.
It is the nasty era right now.
It's the best WWF era there is.
So he finally comes back. He's like, hey, man, I found it. And it was on the tip of my tongue. And I didn't do it. I was a better person, but I wanted to be like, yeah, so much for that we don't have things in the back thing, right? Like,
so you fucking lied to me, is what you're saying.
I mean...
Now it's like, I feel like they have everything in the back now, and they're just legitimately lying.
If he would have gave me some kind of... Because he was nice throughout the whole way.
Yeah.
If he would have gave me some kind of... It'd be different if I was like berating him, like, go check in the back. Yeah. And he found it. But no, he looked with me outside, and then he went in the back. But I really still wanted to be like, thought we don't keep anything in the back. What's up with that?
That's a joke.
So...
That's what they just say by default because they don't want to go in the back.
Yeah. And I didn't tell him to go.
Yeah. To be fair, I feel like you being a nice person and being like, no, it's fine, was more incentive for him to go into the back.
I guess.
Because, like, if I'm customer service person, this guy's like, no, it's no big deal. You don't have to go in the back. I'm more inclined to be like, well, I'll go in the back.
I want to help this guy.
Yeah, I'll help you. But at the same time, I'm then misconstruing that you don't want me to go in the back at all.
Yeah, it's good, man. And keep in mind, I had a long day. I was still in my work clothes at this point. It's like 7 o'clock. I had to come home, do home shit. I think I went to the gym after work. It was to the point where I was just like, yo, give me this game I didn't necessarily want so I could leave.
Let me get out of this Best Buy.
Right. So he brings it back out. I grab it. Another one of those moments where, like, he gives it to me in front of the other gamers that were in the aisle. And so I'm like, thanks. And they see me putting the PS4 Avengers back and like, getting the good one.
Now they know that you have the expensive console. Look at that.
So then they could be like, and you're playing that?
I mean, there's not much else to play, to be
fair.
True.
And I'm exaggerating my point, obviously. We had fun with that game, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So I'm just going off of all the shit we talked from the beginning of the show to now.
It's very ironic how far we've come. We've fallen from, I don't know if it would be grace.
We've evolved into disgrace.
We've risen to grace.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Spider-Man's maybe coming soon. We'll see.
Yeah, at least I got that now so I can see it.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I'm excited for them to put Spider-Man in. I'm just curious as fuck as what the hell it's gonna be, because like I don't get it. Because
I don't know.
I remember we were playing on the stream, and like CLD's playing as Black Panther, and he jumps up on the wall. He's like, "Oh, I could climb walls." I'm like, "Yo, they're literally just gonna reskin this motherfucker and put a Spider-Man suit on him and just say it's Spider-Man."
And then like, look, we promise you, Spider-Man. This is the best we could do.
Exactly. He's gonna have a dumpy too. If you know, you know. But yeah, man,
Good stuff.
It was a time. But I went to GameStop today for no particular reason. Just to like see if they had anything good. They didn't. Spoiler alert. They didn't, because it's GameStop.
Right.
So like I'm trying to look at figures because that's who I am. And they, you know, like those little like islands, Johns, that they got in there where it's like a stack of like shit on like all four sides.
Oh, yeah.
So like they have one of those that it's always been in this really shitty spot in the GameStop. Like the little desk area is off to the right, and then like there's this like channel, and then that's the only way to get to the back of the store.
Okay,
and there's an island in the direct middle of that aisle. So it's like kind of in the way of the registers of checking out. And I hated it always, but it's never had stuff I wanted on it.
Right.
Recently, they decided, oh, fuck Chris. Fuck him. He's an asshole. Fuck that guy.
They had a sign that said all of that.
Exactly. And they moved all of the stuff that I look for when I go there to that section. So if there's anyone at the register, I cannot see that stuff.
Gotcha.
So I got really annoyed. But we head over there, and finally this guy leaves that's like talking to the guy at the register about his like pro account or some bullshit. And I'm just like, I just want to see if they have anything new. That's it, and then go. That's all I want to do. So me and Ryan are like looking, like we're like, oh, that's cool, that's neat. Like I don't need anything. And this guy behind the register is like, you know, the customer service. How you guys doing? Need any help with anything today? I'm like, nope, just looking, man. Thanks, I really appreciate it. Just shut the fuck up and leave me alone. I know more than you. Anyway.
Right.
So
that'd be the shit, and you don't want to sound like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But sometimes, even in the Best Buy, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly. Like I didn't say it like that, but I was like, no, we're good. But like I know more than you. Please stop talking to me. Like I know what you have in stock more than you do, which is the sad part. Moving on from that, he's like, you know what? I gotta ask you guys a question.
Talking to you guys? He was talking to you?
Me and Ryan.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up, man? He's like, have y'all ever had like Death Wish coffee? And I'm like, I've heard of it, like, you know, the brand, you know, like, I assume it's good because it's been talked about a lot or whatever. And,
Right.
like, Ryan says the same thing. And, like, now we're thinking, like, this guy's like, oh, I was curious because I wanted to get it. And I'm like, really want some new coffee or something. He then goes on to say, yeah, man, like, my girlfriend and I, we bought it, and, like, I love it. It's great. She just can't take it, though, because she's just, like, a lightweight when it comes to caffeine. And we're, like politely giggle. And we're like, aha, and go back to the figures. And then we walk out, and then we look at each other like, the fuck was that? Like,
He needed someone to complain about his significant other to.
because I was also like, he started the conversation with, I have to ask you guys a question, as if he didn't know what Death Wish coffee was or didn't know what it tasted like.
Okay.
So as if we knew. And
He
like,
needed someone to relate Death Wish coffee to.
but like I was also like, why? It was just a weird, like, normally that's it's like,
What
hey,
time were you in there?
it was like 12.
Oh, so he wasn't there that long. I was like, maybe it's been a long day. He's just like,
Well, he said it was a long day, and I was like, cool, but also that's weird, like, to me. Like, the order of operations didn't go well, and I was like, sir, you need to work on, like, how you inflect words and maybe, like, change your sentence structure around, because I thought you were about to do a hashtag ad after that. Like,
someone behind the counter like, Death Wish coffee.
like, it's what it sounded like. He's like, have you guys had this before? Like, no. Why? He's like, well, I have, and it's great. Like,
You have a podcast? Can you sponsor us?
eat my ass, guy. But no, it was an interesting time. It's weird, dude. It's a weird dude. I was like, what the fuck are you asking me right now? But yeah, man, it's been a time. It's been a busy week, to say the least. How was your week in general, in a general sense?
It was good. I know it sounded odd.
I was going to say, that sounds very convincing.
It was busy. But it always is. But like, I recorded all the podcasts that I record and edited them. I was pretty much down here all week, to the point where I made it a point to spend time with my family yesterday.
Yes.
From sun up to sundown.
Rightfully so.
Because they earned it at that point.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because, like, once the dog shuts up, We recorded this Sunday. Then I edited most of it Monday. And Tuesday I recorded the Glorious Bastards podcast with those guys. I edited it as soon as they left because I have to do way less editing to theirs than I have to do to ours.
Yeah.
Ours, I go through every minute and take out and edit and move. I don't handle the main editing of theirs. So I just kind of make it sound clean, and then they edit the rest of it to however they want it. So I kind of just had to make it sound clean and then send it off. That doesn't take that long.
Gotcha.
So I sent them that, and that was Tuesday. And that was both nights I'm up till at least like 1. Mm-hmm. So every day at work I'm like dead. So then Wednesday I edited the rest of our podcast and got that out the way. And then I told myself that night, like, I've been up every single night. I've been editing. I've been going to the gym and working out after work, et cetera, et cetera. Tonight, I'm going to finish editing, Save Before Quitting, and I'm just going to chill. I'm going to go to sleep early, and that's going to be the night. That night, I played Metroid Dread till 2 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
I stayed up later that night than I did the previous nights. So then the next day, every morning, I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? And
because you're a gamer.
Got to fit it in somewhere.
Yeah, man.
And I think Thursday I did actually kind of chill. Hung out with the fam and relax. Friday was Avengers night.
Yeah, it was.
So that's kind of why. And once y'all see the clips of that, and Ryan CLD, yourself, if I was low energy, I apologize.
No, I don't think so. I think you were just playing the game, to be fair.
Because Friday, that night, even while we were playing, I'm like, I can feel the weak exhaustion at that point.
Weak spelled W-E-E-K and W-E-A-K at the same time.
Both. Well done. And then...
That's what I'm here for.
Saturday was a fun-filled family fun fest.
So you did the thing again where you made it sound like it wasn't? With your inflection.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go? Never mind. I'm going to get in trouble.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not your cup of tea of what the stuff you did. But at the same time, you were with family, so it made it good.
Yes, I'm doing things for them and with them.
Yes. Like, while the actual places you're going, you're not, like, huge fan of, you're there with them, so that makes it better.
Yeah. But, you know, it wasn't...
Look at that. There's no trouble.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't like as bad as my inflection may make it seem like it was.
Gotcha.
What I texted you about, that was ass. But right after that, though, we went to some cool shit.
Gotcha.
Then we all came home. She made dinner. We hung out as a family unit, ate dinner and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Then chilled, watched some movies. She fell asleep. I then grabbed my Switch again.
I wonder what he played.
And played more Metroid Dread.
Someone has an addiction.
It's really good.
I've really heard. Fun. I know it's not a game that I'd be good at.
It's good if you're into that. It's really good. And now we're here today. And what was I playing when you walked in the door?
You were playing Metroid Dread. Yes, you were. That was so. Ant has played game this week, but yeah. It's been a time, man. I don't know. I feel like this week was like, it just went by. Like, out of nowhere. Like, I thought that it was taking a slow time, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember shit that I did last week. Like,
that means you went through with no hiccups, no headaches, no issues.
Oh, no, there was a lot of hiccups and headaches at work, but at the same time, I don't remember them.
Gotcha.
It's just becoming, like, just a headache.
It's just melding into one.
Yeah, it's one bad
blob
time.
Of a bad time.
It's just a bad time overall. It was very funny too because, for context, apparently on Friday or Saturday was National Bosses Day or some bullshit, which I also thought was like, that's such a stupid thing. No offense to like the people who
bosses.
No, just in general, I'm like, why? Like, why do I need to celebrate my boss who makes more money than me.
He should be celebrating me.
That's not even. I
Bust
don't
my
want
ass
to be
to get here.
celebrated. I don't want to be. I'm just
I
like,
know.
this is weird. Like, this is kind of dumb and like kind of like, oh, what about me? Like, that's
What do you even do?
Yeah.
Who's been a good boss?
Exactly.
The
I'm
cake-
like, this is such a like, what about me holiday? Like, what about me? What about me over here? I don't have a day. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Today's National Cheese Day, as far as I
you have
care.
a birthday, like all of us.
Exactly. Fuck off.
And
You
even
know?
then, I won't be in this office.
Exactly. So fucking, we did this thing, and it was funny, and I'm pretty sure that none of them listen.
Does your boss watch the show?
Not in the least bit. She has other fast food places to fuck. Anyway.
Whoa.
If you know, you know.
Okay. I don't.
Good. But no, like, it was funny because like we got like a card and like donuts from like, this place called Yum Yums or something.
Yeah.
Mediocre donuts. They're literally just Dunkin' Donuts, but like a little bit better.
They're definitely better than Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, but it's as if Dunkin' Donuts, like Dunkin' Donuts has the same donuts, but they've been like in the freezer for months. And then Yum Yums is like, oh yeah, let's order them and put them out right away. Fresh.
Dunkin' donuts tastes like there's
Sadness.
no breading inside. They're so thin. To me.
Yes.
There's no there's no oomph. There's no soul in those donuts.
But I feel the same way about the Yum Yums because, like, here's no offense, and this is just me. Like, I'm just like, I don't think it's amazing. Like, I would rather go to a Krispy Kreme with the hot light on
well, yeah, I think
and get a 12-pack of the same shit.
no one is going to argue that one. No one should argue
like,
that.
that is the top tier. But apparently, people say no, which you're wrong. But anyway, we do that, and it was funny because we're on teams and like we're all having our donuts and shit and like yada yada Friday. And like she's like, thank you guys so much. Never quit. And meanwhile, I'm like applying to like so many places right now. There's a coworker of mine that's like out on an interview literally in 20 minutes. And then this person over here doesn't want to be here anymore. This person over here doesn't want to. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, we're never going to do that.
I remember going for an interview not at my job, but I went to work, said I needed a half day. Mm-hmm. I left. I walked out of the main area where anybody, like my boss or anybody, would see. I went to the outer, like the bathroom that's kind of away. Mm-hmm. I changed into like a dress shirt and tie. I left and I went to an interview.
Hell yeah.
If anybody would have saw me, like if somebody would have happened to walk by, they're like, the fuck?
Funeral, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you start weeping.
Yeah, I got
just to cover yourself.
I got dressed for an interview at a different job at my job.
Nice, dude. It's a time. It's a time right now, but maybe not for long because we're popping off on YouTube. Apparently, I don't know if y'all have seen this, and this is a little side little thing. We've been posting hella TikTok, Instagram reels, and also over on YouTube the new Shorts thing, which is pretty much fucking TikToks.
Reels and TikTok.
It's the same
Except
thing.
YouTube's version.
They're just randomly popping off, which is weird because like on TikTok and Instagram, we have to use hashtags so that like it gets seen by people pretty much besides our followers. On YouTube, it's literally just put a title and then send it. And we've sent it and we've literally accumulated about, I think it's 3,000 more % of views than we have received ever.
Yeah.
In the past 2 weeks.
It's weird.
So I'm like looking at our analytics, and I was talking to Ryan about this. I'm like kind of scared right now because like what happens in a week from now when our analytics are like you're doing terrible because like we don't have those 3,000 views weekly.
I mean,
and I'm like fuck, and they're like simple little reels. Like
we're blessed to be in a position right now where we can do terrible for a week, and it really doesn't affect much.
I'm just like, I feel good right now. It's got like 3K views. We got like all the numbers are popping.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, go check it out on YouTube. Join in on the thousands of people that are watching our shit apparently. So
yeah, man, it's a good time. We appreciate every single one of you.
And we'll get into that more in the main show because people have bought the new merch.
Dun 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 dun. New merch alert.
New merch. And we'll talk about that right after this. Sponsored by Kellogg's.
What's up, Kellogg's? Are you hungry for cereal? Well, look no further because Kellogg's is giving you cereal. From the makers of cereal comes cereal. You like Frosted Flakes? Good, bitch. Here's Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger does
Steroids.
There we go. Wasn't going to say it. Yeah, somebody in a headlock. He's headlocking another
snapping the neck of the fucking Cocoa Puffs bird.
Exactly. They're free. Go to sleep,
bitch.
Now who's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Not me and not you.
And he says, right bitch to the Lucky Charms leprechaun. And then he's like, oh, yes, me laddie. And then...
What was that? He just chases them down for no reason.
Hell yeah. And then the intro music starts.
Xbox, make a full mini fridge of your mini fridge. I know that's in the news, but do it.
We'll get to it. 53 this week, right?
Yep.
53.
53.
Level up, gamers, and welcome back to another episode of the Save Before Quitting podcast, episode number 53, to be titled When We Say Something Funny at Some Point Later.
To be fair, we didn't say the name of the last episode, but I couldn't help but use that pun.
Oh, yeah, well, it was a Sora the Explorer. I like that one. But, as always, I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Ant.
And I am Chris. And you can reach out to us at all of our social media at the Save the Letter B, the number 4 quitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and then over on YouTube where we're popping off with the real titties. Real titties.
Real ones.
And on Facebook.
Titty pho.
We haven't really posted on Facebook, and by we, I mean me, because I set up the page wrong so that you can't post on it, but I also don't go on Facebook ever. So there's that. I'll be posting on it more, hopefully, to get actual engagement there, at least to exist. So, also, we have some new merch. You can go to savebeforequitting, fully spelled out, .com. Check out our new merch in which it is us sonicified, as I'm going to use the word. And we are as the title screen of the beloved Sonic 2.
Yes.
I have slyly titled it Hedgehog title screen, so it's not a direct Sonic thing because it's copyrights. And I want to give a shout out to a couple people who have already purchased merch. We have Anna who purchased one of the decals, one of the little stickers. Very much appreciate it. And then on stream live at the very, very end was Ryan who picked up a hat, I believe, and then also a sticker. So head on over, buy some merch.
Please.
As you can see, I'm currently repping some Haptic Intel merch.
You are.
Today.
I noticed that.
It came in literally today, and it's comfy as fuck. So the funny part is, like, they're also using Streamlabs, and I haven't bought a hoodie yet for us. But now I'm 1,000 going to... I'm going to buy it. It's fucking
testimonial
comfy.
right here. Because I definitely want the new logo on a hoodie.
Hell yeah.
I think it looks nice on a hoodie.
Yes. So you can go check that out on those new hoodies. The hats have to be in grayscale. Apologies. The issue is that they're embroidered hats, so we can only use up to 4 colors of threads for the embroidery. I used about 84 total colors because there was a gradient included into the actual design. So while it'll be on the t-shirts and like the hoodies and stuff in the full color, the hats are in grayscale, which actually came out surprisingly well.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect to look good, but then did, to the point where one was purchased before an actual item, like a clothing with the color design. So that's kind of ironic.
True.
So here we are. But yeah, go check that out. Yes, go check that out. Go check out Haptic Intel. They're great and stuff.
I got to get a hat with that on. I want that exact same thing on the hat.
Do it. But yes, we already kind of spoilered a little bit in the intro about what we play this week.
Yeah.
But we'll go over a little bit more in detail in the segment, as always. What did we play this week?
Sha-la-la. I played...
Sha-la-la-la, what you played this week, Antononi?
That was scary, what you just did.
It's the Sebastian.
No, I get it. I'm
Play
totally...
the games. Wow, wow! Like
Save me.
Wow, wow!
I am not okay.
I am not okay.
It's like, not yes, if you're okay. I played. What the fuck is that with the mic? Metroid Dread and Avengers, as I said in the intro. Played a whole lot of Metroid Dread. I have to be at least about to beat it.
All right. You're getting there.
I'd say I'm like 85% done that game.
All right.
Like, by the time this episode comes out on Thursday, I should be done that game.
Dope. Maybe we'll finish it live on stream, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Well, whatever we do.
We can do that.
Maybe we're live on Twitch right now and you missed it, you bitch.
Son of a bitch.
How dare you?
Should feel ashamed.
You should.
Just like I thought I was going to when we played Avengers.
Segways.
I'm riding a Segway.
That was the title of the episode.
I'm riding a Segway.
Riding a Segway.
Well, let me go in more depth on Metroid first. I'm making my way through it. It's definitely a good time. It's definitely my type of game. Just super fast-paced, side-scrolling action adventure. Very difficult. It can be very difficult.
There's no difficulty settings either, right?
No. It just is what it is. And I won't call it very difficult, but to people who are not familiar with the mechanics of Metroid, they're going to find it very difficult. Yes,
you would find audio amigos. I'm raising my hand. Audio amigos.
You would find it very difficult.
I would throw a controller.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You'd play it for a while. I'm like, no, this game sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's me.
But I'm loving every second of it. It's one of those. I think I said last week. It's one of those games where when you die, it's just like, nah, fuck that. I know what to do now.
Mm-hmm. Get right back into it.
The bosses are hard. And I'm like, yes, I love figuring out how to beat these bosses. Having a good time. So that's good. Avengers was an experience that I never thought I was going to have, but now I've had it, and it's fun with friends.
Yes.
That's my review of that game.
You'll have to try out the other characters too, because I think you played Captain America exclusively, right? Yeah.
And the only reason I did that was because I know everybody else is kind of like already into the experience. I was like, okay, I'm starting to know him enough to where I just want to keep up. That was our first playthrough. But let me just keep up with the momentum of the game.
I feel you.
With someone I'm already familiar with playing with.
To be fair, I feel like all of the characters, while different, are the exact same. In my opinion. The only differences are like your L1 and your R1 moves and your special, obviously. But like it's the same basic fighting mechanics. Like there's really nothing special about any character. Like, I mean, the only one that's kind of different is Hulk because he's just huge and like his damage is a little bit different. But like everyone else is literally just like up close. You have light attacks, heavy attacks, and that's about it. So, and then Cap has the throwing, the shield. Everyone has a throwing, which is funny to me. Even Hulk.
What is he throwing?
So for Hulk, it's actually fun because...
Is he just picking up gravel and throwing it?
If you hold L2 and you don't have anything in your hands, which I will get to in a second, you just grab a giant piece of concrete that you have in your hand and you can throw. If you are using your light attacks on like a normal bad guy and you hold square instead of just tapping, you will grab him. And then you will beat his fucking ass on people, Loki style in Avengers, on other enemies. Or if you hold L2, then you will throw that person. So that's a little fun, in my opinion.
The only reason I guessed Hulk's is because that's always his move in the games that he's in.
Yeah, he just breaks
all the way
ground
back since like Marvel versus X-Men versus Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter. He just like picks up nothing, but it's boulder,
just like folds it over itself and shit, like makes sandwiches with the ground.
Right, that's always his move. So I pretty much assume that they brought that to that.
He's cool as fuck. I played the two Hawkeye people, which one's Kate Bishop and then one's actually Hawkeye. They're the same character, but different.
Wait, school me. Who is Kate Bishop in Hawkeye universe? That his daughter?
No.
I never knew who that was.
So you know
I don't know
the
enough
show?
about Hawkeye and his story.
Neither do I, to be fair.
Yeah.
But she is the next Hawkeye. Like, when he's done, she's Hawkeye, pretty much, to my understanding. The new show on Disney Plus is literally him and her.
Oh.
So, like, there's that. Like, the girl in the show that's, like, the bow and arrow girl is Kate Bishop. It's not his daughter. Okay. I thought it was going to be his daughter because, you know, like, the whole, like, scene in Endgame when she goes, but it's not.
That's what made me ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's cool. She has, like a teleport thing that she uses, but it's not, like... You can use it all the time. Like, when you are near a ledge, you can hit X twice and it'll, like, teleport you up to the ledge. Like how other heroes, it's like Iron Man, you fly, or With Black Panther, you kind of climb up the wall and you get to the spot. Or with Hawkeye, he like shoots an arrow that grapples him up to the ledge. She just goes like Nightcrawler in like the original X-Men movies, which is cool. But I'm like, also, what? That's a thing she can do? Didn't know. So
she's so talented.
Apparently. So there's that. It's pretty cool though. Black Panther is really fun to play. He's literally just
I noticed from you and CLD loving Black Panther.
He's a good time, man. Like, legitimately, he just beats people up. Like, when I played on Twitch, when I got back in the game for the first time, I played Black Panther's, like, first mission by myself because it's the one-player mission. And it just felt like a Black Panther game. It didn't feel like it was a Marvel's Avengers. It was like, this is a Black Panther game.
Okay, that's dope.
And it was fun as shit. Like, it still had the same mechanics, obviously, because it is Avengers. But, like, I just felt like this was a very original, like, idea, even though it's not at all. Yeah. And I felt like I was the character, and it was a good time. As opposed to, like, when you're playing in the main campaign, you're like, I'm Iron Man, look at me flying around. But, you know, all the missions are pretty much the same exact thing, just with different dialogue of what you're doing. It's like, we're going to this area. And we're doing this time, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool, and you get there, and you're like, didn't I just play on this map?
And that's for the sake of us all playing together. I am gonna do like kind of level them up somewhat and go through those initial missions because it got to a point where like, all right, we're just revisiting the same maps. Yeah, because I wasn't strong enough to go into any of the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, like I would say at least run through like maybe the first mission of like the campaign itself, because then if we like make our way through the campaign, there's like the cutscenes and stuff, you know, and like once you get to a certain point, you can have other people play with you, because it starts off you're playing as Kamala Khan, and she's Ms. Marvel.
I remember that.
That's from the beta.
Yeah,
and then you do like the whole thing where you switch off as the other Avengers and whatnot. A-Day is what they call it, and then it just continues from there. You play as Kamala, she gets her powers more. The city gets pretty much like put under.
Then you play as Hulk right after her, right?
Yeah, like I remember that those two together. And then you find Iron Man. Then you find Black Widow. Maybe I think is the next one. She would have to be because Cap is still in the not necessarily alive train.
Right.
But obviously that's a thing. It's a long enough game where you know that Cap comes back somehow. So it has to, because you can't just put him in the game for 5 minutes. So
that would be wild. Spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know that by now.
If you didn't know that, then you don't understand how video games works. No offense. Like, obviously, if you played the beta, you know that something happens to him, and then he's not in the game for a while. Obviously, he has to come back, because they wouldn't just make a complete like build of a character for only 5 minutes of a game. But
it's the same thing that's potentially part of a different game that we're going to talk about in the news.
What?
The DC fandom happened.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Knights.
Oh, that. I thought we were talking about Suicide Squad, but we didn't get gameplay for that. So, yeah.
We got a trailer that showed... It was like cinematic.
But it was gorgeous. Yeah. But yeah, man. Avengers is fun, sadly.
I know.
Thor is also fun, too. You should play Thor. You would like him.
All right. I'll play him.
He can have your hammer pull you off.
I didn't change because I wanted to be consistent, like I said, and keep up momentum with you guys. But at the same time, then I'm building him up. So now I'm all like, well, now I'm invested in him.
Here's the thing, though. At the low levels, you level up so fast that it doesn't matter. I understand why your mindset was there, but also nothing matters.
See?
It's Avengers.
And I should have guessed nothing mattered in that game.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. You play anything else besides those two?
Nah, that was it.
No? Besides those, I did play Avengers myself as well. Obviously, you saw it on the stream. I've been playing a little bit of Apex on the side. Not too much. I don't know. I'm still in the love-hate relationship of like 1 week I love it, 1 week I'm like, get it the fuck out of my face. They just did the Halloween event, which I kind of want to talk about in the news maybe, but maybe fucking talk about it here. It's pretty much a huge money grab in a bad way. They have these events every once in a while where they release like the new heirloom, like the melee weapon that doesn't do extra damage, just looks cool.
Right.
And in that, there's 20 items for the event. If you get all 20 items, you get the heirloom for free. The catch is that to get those 20 items, you either need to use your crafting materials, which are just gotten from playing over time, which you do not get enough of, or you need to spend real money.
Okay.
or you buy the loot boxes. The loot boxes are $7 each, and each one you get one item. That is it.
And you have no control over what you get.
You have no control over what items you get. Well, you get 3 items in the box, but one item will always be from this collection of 20. So in theory, if you don't use any of your crafting materials, you have to use 20. You have to buy 20 loot boxes at $7 each. Mm-hmm. So do that math, which is
20 loot boxes, $140.
$140 around that. Cool. So for this event, it's the same thing, pretty much, except there's no heirloom. There's 40 different items for the Halloween event, and the boxes are $4. Now, here's the thing. I'm not spending money on this shit.
Right.
Like, that's way too much fucking money to get everything here, and you're never going to get anything there. So there's 40 items at $4 each, already way too expensive for me. I'm not doing it. And then if you just want, like, I just want this specific skin, that's the one I want. $20 individually. For, like, the good skins. Mind you, there are purple skins, but, like, the gold ones where it's, like, the werewolf or some shit, $20.
They're not...
It's a joke.
Yeah.
And there's no heirloom either. That's the thing. It's like, it's a Halloween event. I get it. There's no way to earn these fucking, like, skins. Like, in Overwatch or something, they have, oh, you leveled up? Here's a Halloween loot box. You're not guaranteed a Halloween skin, but there's a higher chance. Here you go. You got one, cool. You didn't, here's some coins. You can maybe buy it. Or here, guess what? Next year around Halloween, you have the chance to get it again, but for cheaper on coins. Like, there's options, as opposed to Apex, where it's like, spend all your money or fuck off. Pretty
motto.
much.
That's what the motto seems like.
I mean, it very much is EA. They are EA, right? It's Respawn and EA, right? Or no, am I dumb?
For Apex?
No, it's Respawn and what?
For Apex. What are you talking about?
For Apex, yeah.
It's Respawn EA.
It is EA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was brain farting that it wasn't EA for a second. Yeah. But yeah, EA is got his grubby fingers in Apex, and it sucks ass. So I'm not buying any of the skins. I refuse to, specifically. I actually spent money in Avengers. I wanted the Avengers Thor Endgame skin because it looked cool, and I got it, and I looked cool.
How much did they cost?
I forget the exact amount. I think it was 1,000 of the credits, which was $10. But the way I did it, there was a pack where you get the 10,000, or not 10,000, 1,000 is what it was. It was 1,000. Sorry, conversion rates in video game currency. It was 1,000 for the skin, and then there was a 1,000 bundle in the store in which you got 1,000. You got a Captain America skin, an Iron Man skin, and then like a banner or something like that for your profile. You got all 3 of those items and the 10,000 or 1,000, and then you could just buy the skin. So I was like, okay, that's at least like I'm getting bang for my buck for the bundle. That's where I was mindset wise. And then CLD ended up doing the same thing as well. We have problems with spending money. CLD and I, we buy figures.
He bought one, and we all was like, his fiance just came home to yell at him.
It was very funny timing because it was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy it. And then like 10 minutes later, his fiance is home. And he's like gone for like 5 minutes. And we're like, oh no, man.
She knows.
She knew, and she fucking killed him with his gargoyles figure. That was huge. But yeah, that was cool.
What we didn't talk about with Avengers was the glitches that Ryan was having on the PS4.
Oh, yeah. There were so many he was having.
Because 3 were on PS5s.
Yeah.
He was on a PS4.
And then he walked away sad. And we thought he disconnected, to be fair, because we're like, oh, he's on the PS4. He disconnected that fucking terrible system he has. And his like character model just walking slowly, and then he angled his camera down so it moved his head down, so he looked like a sad Captain America.
We kept teasing him because he's having so many glitches that none of us are seeing. Because we're like, we're looking for running fine over here. Yeah. And then we started joking on him, like, oh, he's running on that PS4 version. Yeah. And immediately it just says, Ryan has left the voice chat.
Yep. Yes, it did. It was a fun time, though.
It was good.
But yeah, we got to get back into that at some point soon because it's good. We're going to, I don't know if you guys have checked out it or not, but we do have a schedule on our Twitch now, technically, so we're going to be a little bit more consistent with the streams at some point. Still got to figure out when Ant can do his own streams, but we'll do that in the future. Fridays, I will try to stream at least 2 to 4 hours every Friday starting at 7 or 8, and we're going to start with what I did this week, which was Figure Friday. I I figured I'd do that because I bought things and I wanted to show them off. That was literally it. I was like, hey, these are cool things. Check it out.
I mean, it goes right in line with what we usually talk about and stuff. I think it works.
Pretty much. So I just showed off a couple like cool things. I got like 2 Batman grappling guns that were like actually electronic. Like I got the animated series one.
Oh, shit.
And you push the button and it launches out the grappling hook on a string. And I had to buy LT-3 batteries, I think they're called. They're like, imagine a AAA battery, but 3/4 the size.
Okay, I've seen those.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So you put them into the
What
thing.
needs those? The fuck?
Exactly.
Apparently this.
Because that's why I was confused. I thought it was AAA, and then I get home like, oh, fuck, gotta go back out.
Those are the only batteries they sell in Gotham City.
Pretty much. But like you hit another button after you shoot it, and it revs the engine back up to pull the string and the grappling hook back up. It was funny because I had the animated series one, and then I also got the Keaton one from '89, and that one broke. Like
The one you bought?
Well, both of them. Well, the Keaton one did break, yes. The button to like rev it back up just doesn't work anymore.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, okay, whatever. And I was getting pissed off because like there's a string and like I can't feed the grappling back in because string is in the way.
Right.
So I cut the string. Said, fuck it, it's just a cool display now. Like, I'm not going to return it because there's no more, obviously. Then I won't get my money back. I'll get my money back, but I want the thing, so whatever.
Right.
And then, like, I cut the string off of it, and we're just, like, sitting there, and I'm messing with it, and I push the button, not realizing that the button is just a spring-operated thing. Like, it has nothing to do with electronics. So I just hit the button, and it just launches into my ceiling, and just, like, leaves a hole in there, and I'm like, fuck.
You put a hole in your ceiling?
There was, like, a little hole in it. It
Oh,
shoots
shit.
hard, dude.
Oh, wait, didn't you send me a snap of you doing it?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
you did.
It was a time, but it's cool. I got a Goliath figure as well because, dude, the timing on
That figure is nuts.
it is nuts. But I was so mad about because I've been talking to CLD about that figure for like months now.
Yeah, because
like,
he sent me a picture of his.
yeah, like it was like the solicitation and like all the pictures came out like months ago, and like I pre-ordered it at the same time as him. We both had ours pre-ordered, and then like I had this thing in my mind where I'm like, you know what, that's gonna take up too much space. And I had adult brain, and I was like, I don't have room for this. There's nowhere for me to put it. I'm canceling my pre-order. I'll wait for them to do the Goliath with the folded up wings because I want the cape version of Goliath personally.
Yeah.
Because I like that look better. Even though the giant wings are dope, I want like clothes because it looked cooler in the show to me. So then literally we're talking about it one night, and then they solicit the next like wave of figures from the same company. And you remember how they had like the dogs in the show? It was like a hellhound gargoyle type.
Yeah.
So they showed that off, and they're like, hey, this is what we're going to do as well. On top of the big gargoyles, we're also going to have these smaller characters and like the humans from the show as well. But they're going to come with the accessories that like wings and stuff for the gargoyles. So I'm like, what? And then they show it off, and it literally comes with the cape draped wings for Goliath.
Oh, shit.
And then I'm like,
now you
fuck.
got to get it.
Now I gotta get it. So I go pre-order Goliath, sold out. And I'm like, of
course.
God damn it. Then the next day I go to work. I just go to Target because like I'm at the point of fuck it with my job where I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go take 30, 40 minutes and walk around Target. There's like 7 there.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. Box is like this big, to be fair. So I just pick that up and pick up a AEW figure as well because I found it. And I go back.
How much was the Goliath?
35.
Okay.
I think.
That's not horrible.
It's not bad. Like, it's the normal price for it, like, I believe. But I was just like, I'm not mad at this, like, specifically. And then, like, fucking, I'm like, God, now I gotta buy this fucking dog that I don't want, like,
You
just
have
for some
to.
fucking wing. Well, I need the wings, like, because I'm not gonna display this motherfucker with these giant wings. One wing is the size of, like, length of my head.
When I
And it
saw the
goes this
picture of
way.
it, I was like, man, that's a wide toy.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, but it's not bad. It's bad how long it is and how little space I have. It's literally on top of my Detolf as a gargoyle. Literally.
Then it fits right in then.
It does, but also, Jesus Christ, it's too big.
I feel like there's going to come a day where you're just going to come in here with a box. Like, I'm storing some of these on your shelf because you're not
Yeah.
using all your space. He's like, I just need them in here so I can see them in a place that I am every week.
Speaking of that, I was at Target today, and you remember at the Sonic event that, like, Dr. Eggman with the Sonic launcher? I found it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that would be a good Christmas gift for Trenton as like a, hey, Christmas, right?
He can't respect that toy like I can.
True, but here's the thing. I was like, it just launches at the thing. That'd be a cool gift, And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put that until then.
Shit.
And then Ryan's like, just bring it over to Aunt's and just tell him to hide. I'm not gonna fucking bring something to his house to hide it for 3 months until Christmas.
You see this door over here?
I get it, but I was like, sir,
no one goes in there.
I got you. Maybe I'll go back and grab it because fuck it.
Or don't. Like at the same time, I'm like, listen, that's only if you were to do it.
It's Christmas. Well, I wanted to. Either way, I was gonna do it. I was like, I'm just not gonna bring it to your house because also if I walk in the house, he's just right there.
You're gonna have to have a big bag that doesn't show through or something.
Which it would. So either way, but
I'm just gonna hand you like a black trash bag when you walk through. Like put it in here.
Take out the trash, bitch.
Right. Why are you taking the trash to the basement?
I live here now.
That's what this is.
Yes. But yeah, that was a fun time. Other than that, what have I played some D&D yesterday. It was a good time. We only played about 2 hours because boy oh boy did things go wrong in the campaign. Kind of.
In what way?
So we are pretty much in this attic with this child of like the mayor of town who's practicing magic pretty much. The kid is. And he has like this crudely drawn teleportation circle on the ground made out of chalk. So Trevor's character is like, oh, I know these symbols. Let me fix it. Fixes it, and then it lights up and like starts being portally, right? Teleportation wise. So we're like, okay, let's just like leave this here so the kid can do research on it. None of us are gonna walk into it. It's fine. As we're leaving, Nicole, who just recently joined the campaign, decides I'm going to use my foot to like kick the chalk a bit to like stop the portal from actually being a thing. Okay. And then Lucas, who is our DM, goes, oh, so you mean you step into the portal? Because like technically, And she's like, I mean, no, but you stepped into the portal, right? And she's like, yeah, I guess. It's like, okay, cool. He made her re-roll a new character because her character died instantly.
Lucas don't play, man.
He doesn't, but it was also like he wrote off her character in a nice way where like the portal took her back to her original like dimension or something. But like he was literally like, okay, I'm going to need you to roll all of these dice. And like at first my brain, because this is only my second time playing D&D, I'm like, these are damage dice or something, in my head. Meanwhile, what I don't know is this is her re-rolling her new stats for her new character live in front of me right now. And I'm like, oh,
well, that's different.
Okay. So we played for like maybe 2 hours, and then the big bad of the whole series, who's pretty much just big vampire, comes and dunks on us and is literally like, yeah, you guys are fucking bitches. You're my playthings. Like, you're not gonna ever take me on and make a difference. And then this child that is just standing here, like probably cowering in fear. We're like asking him questions kind of dickishly, but also like genuinely like concerned for this guy's health, because we're like, you brought us here to just play. Like, are you good, dude? Like, are you okay? And he's like, yes, my wife is being reincarnated in this woman. Like, are you sure? Because like that's not really like a consent. Do you just need to like get laid or something? Like, genuinely questioning this man. He's like,
genuine question.
And like he's obviously not liking that we're actually trying to help him, I guess. And he's like, you know what? I'll teach you not to mess with me. And then points at the kid and goes, dead. And then the kid just dies. Because that's how powerful this like vampire is, that he can just do that. He's like the god of this world. And I'm like, oh, okay, now it looks like we killed a kid. And then he's like, oh, but also here's a fireball, and then almost kills both of the other two party members, Anna and Trevor. I'm the only one that makes a saving throw, so I'm just there like, cool. So then I have to heal them, and then everyone walks in like, what the fuck happened? And then we end it, because I was just... I'm
learning this as you talk. Like, about D&D, because I'm just like...
dude.
It's so... I'm trying to wrap my head around everything you're telling me right now.
It was literally just like a 10... In D&D world, it was like 10 minutes that happened, pretty much. But it was a 2-hour session of us just being like questioning and then like rolling dice for like whatever. Like you have to like roll to be like, what is my insight on this guy? Is he actually an asshole, or is he really
physical dice? Right, y'all are getting together to play a physical game.
Yes. Okay, it's a tabletop game. But yeah, man, it was a good time. And then we went to dinner, and I was like, I just need to go home and sleep. And then I went home and slept.
Oh, so mission complete.
Yes, mission complete. And now we're here.
We are.
We are here. We're talking to you folks. That's about all I played this week, I believe.
It's a lot. You had a nice little eventful week of playing things.
Yeah. That's about the only good stuff that's happened. And then an expensive week because I bought a lot of stupid shit that I don't need. But here we are.
Happens.
I also made a Yoda lightsaber.
Right on time. A Yoda lightsaber?
Yes, I 3D printed it finally and finished it. It's like so my other lightsabers are about this big because lightsaber, and Yoda is little boy, so his is about this big.
So it's smaller.
It's like this little tiny boy, like 5 inches, and I'm like holding it in my adult hand, and I'm like, oh,
I could break this in half.
Literally, because it's also fragile as fuck. Because I did resin for that one, but yeah, it's fun. I'm making more.
Well,
and more
I'm glad
lightsabers.
you're having fun.
Yeah, it's a time. I'm also printing a helmet as we speak for my large noggin.
Got a dome on you, kid.
I very much have a large head. Wow, that's normal. I was gonna say I normally only have like 2 of the dots, like for the snapbacks, but I have 6, so maybe my head shrank.
See, look,
yeah,
your head's getting smaller for some odd
I'm
reason.
less big-headed. And moving on to the news, sponsored by nobody but us. Go buy our merch at savebeforequitting.
Savebeforequitting. What did you just say?
I choked on my saliva and sparkling water.
It's a dangerous time right now.
It is a dangerous
Pray
time.
for Chris.
So, over this weekend on Saturday, there was a huge event called DC Fandom. This is, I believe, the second or third time that they've done this event in which they pretty much do a live, like, Comic-Con-esque stream, but it's only DC stuff. They showed off a couple trailers for some new movies. They did, like, the Flash trailer, which does look cool, which actually has Michael Keaton's Batman in it, which is dope. The new Shazam, that got a little teaser. And then Black Adam got a trailer as well with The Rock.
Yeah, and the Batman.
Which looks dope.
That looks fucking... I can't wait. I can't wait.
See, that thing, it was weird to me because, like, when they first casted Robert Pattinson, I didn't have a problem with it, personally. Like, I wasn't like, ew, Twilight guys. We died. Apparently, my Instagram came up. Go check out our reels. Fucking... I literally was like, people were like mad that he got casted, and I was like, why? There's no reason to be mad. Like, he's an actual good actor. It's just that he was in Twilight.
Profession, yeah.
Yeah. Like, just because someone's in Twilight doesn't mean that they're bad. Like, just fuck off anyway. But the trailer looks dope as shit. He looks like violent as shit. Like,
yes, I think that's what I liked about it.
Yeah. Batman has come a long way, man. And here's the thing: still don't like Batman personally. I don't like him, and we'll get into that in a second. But I like this version of him. He's gone from shark repellent to literally beating the ever-loving fuck out of someone into the pavement, which is...
He was going ham on that fucking trailer.
My favorite one shot, I guess, was the 2 guys with the machine guns in the hallway where it's pitch black.
Yeah.
And, like, they're all shooting at him, and he's obviously got bulletproof, whatever. And... he takes one down, but the only time you see him is from the light of the muzzle flashes, and it looked so fucking cool and cinematic and great. What's his name is Penguin too. I forgot what his name is.
Yeah, who was Penguin?
He was in SWAT. He was the main guy in SWAT. That's
I barely remember SWAT.
That's all I know him in. That's all. Colin Farrell
is the Penguin.
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, well, it is Colin Farrell in SWAT.
Yeah. Yes, Colin Farrell is the Penguin. He looks very much gross as a human being, and it looks cool. What else was shown? There's also like some weird Batmobile show. Did you see that? The kids show?
No. I like everything I saw is what I put in the Discord.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Flash too, but I just forgot to put that in there.
Gotcha.
I didn't see the Batmobile show, no.
It's like imagine Cars, the Pixar film. But like made explicitly for kids, and the Batmobile.
Isn't Cars made for kids?
It is, but like explicitly, like no adult tones, no cussy action. You know what that is?
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it looks not great. No offense. It's very much
offended me.
It's very much for kids. Like, no offense. Like, my eyes are like, yeah, that's a kid's show. Like, I'm not gonna ever fucking give that the time of day. They also showed off some sort of pictures for the new Harley Quinn series, or the new season of the Harley Quinn series. The Static Shock thing. What was that?
Man, I was hyped for that.
Yeah. I forget the specifics of what it was because it wasn't just Static Shock. It was like a team or something.
See, and all I saw was this headline. I didn't even see it. Because the headline just said live-action Static Shock movie is confirmed to be in the works. Randy McKinnon is working on the script with Michael B. Jordan producing the film.
There was another thing. I forget what it was, but it was like, sorry. I got to pull it up specifically and not go to our reel directly. But, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, there was games.
Yeah.
2 games specifically. Which one do you want to talk about first?
We could talk about the Suicide Squad thing first.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's more, they kind of really showed a lot of that.
Yeah, but also didn't at all.
They didn't show a gameplay, but a lot of the cinematics, a lot of the vocal work, a lot of the script. Like, it was, you got a taste of the tone of that game.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't necessarily know how exactly it plays, but
it looks cool as fuck. Like, if this is their version of Marvel's Avengers, I'm fine with it because I feel like it's gonna be. It's obviously got to be a co-op game, I think.
Right. It's by Rocksteady, and I trust them. So
yeah. I'm very excited for it. From what the gist of the campaign seems to be, it's very much like it looked to me like Brainiac shows up, takes over Earth, kind of, but then also gains control of the Justice League and then like turns them evil. So then like the Suicide Squad's their last resort to kill the Justice League, which is insane. The Batmobile in that looks sick.
Yes.
It was like the fucking bat signal like on the front of a car.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
It was the trailer was very fast paced, very funny, very quick witted. It was like, okay, if this is the energy of the game, then I'm really excited about the game.
I loved
and
King Shark.
And it's made by the Arkham people. The Arkham all the Batman Arkham games. So at that point, I'm like, I'm in. I'm 100%. In.
But I love the look of King Shark, dude. He had like the Samoan tattoos and shit. I was like, bro, that's fucking fire. Give me an action figure of it now, please.
You know those are coming.
They are, but they probably won't be as good as you think that they will look. It'll be like garbage. Like, it'll have like tiny triangles on his arm, like blow my brains out. It's fine. But that looks cool. Not much to go off of from just the cinematics. It looks gorgeous. Obviously, I'm hoping that it's only next gen. I don't remember if it said that at the end, if it's like previous gen as well.
Don't recall.
Because if it's next gen, then that's pretty fucking sick that DC is the first to be like, this is our next gen.
Right.
Compared to Marvel, who literally pretty much like made everything still PS4.
They did.
Also, what else was there? There was the Gotham Knights. The other one, right? Gotham Knights is probably the one thing I am more excited about than any other game at all. Because it's literally the best part of Batman.
Super into this Gotham Knights thing.
Dude, it's the best. The Court of the Owls is one of my favorite Batman comics in the first place. And then on top of that, you're going to say, hey, guess what? Fuck Batman. He's not here anymore. I'm even more in.
Yeah.
Even more in, because you got the actual good characters that have had the mental trauma like forced onto them by Batman and then have to exist with it and be themselves.
And if you see us looking kind of forward, I just put it on the screen so we can like get a little recap of it. But I'm with you. Right. But this is what I was referring to in the intro with the whole Captain America's gone, but he's not gone. I feel like Batman's going to show up, obviously, in this game.
I mean, yes, but also no. There's a part of me that thinks that they're going to make him into Talon, who is the hunter that like pretty much fights for all of the Court of Owls. I think there's multiple versions of him.
See, I know nothing of the Court of Owls.
The Court of Owls is pretty much like this secret society that's always been in Gotham that's pretty much like a cult. And by pretty much like a cult, I mean is a cult.
Definitely a cult, from what I'm seeing right
now. Very much looks like a Resident Evil fucking game, honestly. But it's very much like underground, always been in Gotham, like is pretty much like makes everything happen in Gotham and allows everything to happen under everyone's noses, and nobody knows pretty much.
Gotcha. The graphics are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. I was thrown off when Red Hood blinked, if I'm being honest, because like he should in theory, because like it's like the domino mask and then like on top of the helmet. But I'm thinking that right there, the Talon, like the thing that's coming after them, his name is Talon. I think that is Bruce Wayne. I think.
Okay.
But also either could be like that right there.
It looks like it
because there's multiple versions of Talon. That like it's like a big hulking version of him. It could be Bruce, but at the same time, also if he's dead, that's cool too. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for this game. I cannot wait to play exclusively only Nightwing and Red Hood. I called it. 2022.
Step into the night.
Yeah, dude, it looks so fucking fun. I need to know the specific
they didn't
date.
show any.
Yeah.
For these systems. Oh, I didn't mean to go back.
I don't think they did for Suicide Squad either, but it looks like a fucking good time for both of them. The suit designs look amazing for like the Justice League, like the Flash one, like specifically I was like that helmet looks sick. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it's a good ass time.
Like DC fandom, they haven't been here too long, but they to me do not disappoint.
Oh yeah. Even the first one didn't disappoint too, and that's the thing is like DC is a very, very good comic company, and they have great characters. It's just they don't really utilize it well in every situation, and obviously we can understand that from the Justice League and everything like that. But seeing stuff like this makes me just want them to exclusively do animated stuff and games because they know what they're fucking doing when it comes to this shit.
Yeah, me too. That's what I want from them.
Yeah. Not to say that the movie trailers didn't look dope from it, but
yeah. But the movies are always criticized one way or the other. I feel like their animation and their games are kind of like praised.
Oh, 100%.
Like you really hear any pushback on them.
Dude, it looks so fucking gorgeous. Like even if these aren't like what the final cinematics are, I'm fine with it. That's Wonder Woman, right? Or no?
Nah, that wasn't.
We don't see who.
You don't see her. You just see the
sword.
lasso.
But that was a sword, right?
Oh, well,
that
then
goes through that.
I know later on you see her thing.
Lasso of Truth.
That's right.
But yeah, the Flash looks dope.
So what do you think the deal is
with
the deal is with them in this game, Justice League?
So I'm 80% sure the reason that they're acting that way is that Brainiac, who the ship that comes down, the alien invasion, is pretty much like this AI dude. He was actually the main villain in Injustice 2, technically, because Injustice 1, obviously Superman was, and whatever. Yeah. But you can see they look infected.
They're clearly,
by
I knew they're clearly under some other.
And they're pretty much the thing with Brainiac is that he's almost like the Collector from Marvel. That Marvel's movies and shit, like he just collects planets and civilizations and makes them pure and whatnot, and takes the world out from the inside out, right? And it's then his world. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing here. It's pretty much Injustice 2, except for only Suicide Squad and the Justice League are bad guys. But it looks amazing. I want to see gameplay to see what type of game it is too.
Me too.
That's another thing is like we still also don't know what kind of game is it going to be. And that makes me somewhat worried.
I thought the same way that you thought, like it's going to be Avengers-esque or something like maybe...
literally just killed Penguin off.
And this part was pretty funny, where they kept shocking him. But the way Guardians looks, I could see it being something like that.
Yeah, but I'm also like terrified slightly that they're going to do... I hate to make the joke of it's a MOBA, but like that's always the thing where it's like, amazing trailer is then a MOBA.
The only reason I have
PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X.
So it's only next gen, so that's good.
Fuck yes. Love it. You don't want to watch Animal Crossing?
No. There's no news on Animal Crossing. Well, there is, but...
There is news coming up.
I know, goddammit.
Fuck yeah.
I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Next gen is exclusive.
Before that,
it's a great question. Amazing question, even.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh, okay.
Animal Crossing.
You're gonna make me forget again. The only
Hypnotizer, Neuralizer, Animal Crossing. Vivid memories turn to fantasies.
I can't remember shit. That didn't even rhyme.
God damn it. I didn't think that was actually gonna do it. No, I thought it was just my bad. Suicide Squad, Justice League, Brainiac, Game.
Oh, okay. I got it. The only reason I have faith in it that it's not like gonna turn around and all of a sudden be a MOBA or any of that shit is because of who's making it.
Okay, yeah.
If you go by Rocksteady, they don't make bullshit.
I don't disagree, but it's one of those things where it's like my mind is always like, I need to see the thing first. Like, what if it's a first-person game? Like, what happens then? What if it looks like Far Cry? Like, that's such a weird idea, but like it also could work technically. Like if it's like Borderlands, you know. But at the same time, I don't want that.
I don't want Far Cry for this game.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want this to be. Even if it plays like the Batman Arkham games, if it's third person action,
that'd be weird though.
And you're just switching off characters.
But wouldn't you think that'd be weird coming out the same year as Gotham Knights? Two games that are literally the same exact type.
But Gotham Knights isn't made by the same people.
But like it's the same game though. That's the thing. Like it's the same thing. That'd be kind of strange, wouldn't you think? If they were like, hey, here's a 4-person co-op game or like a multi-team game like Guardians, and then also Arkham Knight comes out, and like if you're playing it by yourself, it's the same game pretty much. Not the same game story-wise, but like gameplay-wise. That'd be kind of like weird to me almost.
You make a good point.
Especially in the same year. If it was like 2022 and 2023, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. But like it's the same fucking year, and you're going to throw out these two games that look like bangers already, and one of them we know exactly what the gameplay is going to be like. The other one, we have no clue. You're going to copy-paste that, maybe?
Well, it's under the same... Gotham Knights is WB Games Montreal.
Yeah.
WB Games also houses like some Rocksteady shit. So I wouldn't say they're under the same thing. They're not under the same parent companies, but they're related.
Yeah.
Company-wise, like
business-wise.
It
would make sense if they played the same too as well. Because if you're going to make this... That's another thing. I would be nice to see if these were like canon to each other. I don't think they would be, technically. Like if like they're in the same universe. I think that the Gotham Knights is definitely like the Arkham Knight side of things. Like it's like this is that to that world. It's canon.
Yeah.
As opposed to this where it's like it's Suicide Squad, but it's not in that world because I don't think Batman this would be the same Batman. It's its own thing. It's like how Injustice isn't in Arkham at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just excited for new content to say the least. Especially since they're at least for Suicide Squad, which I assume comes later 2022, because Gotham Knights we actually have gameplay in it. Both of these are coming out next year. At least one of them is next gen exclusive, from what the trailer says. So that's pretty fucking dope. That DC's pretty much like, I wouldn't say spearheading, but kind of like going first in the hey, our game is next gen exclusive.
Man, by 2022. Y'all gotta start drawing a line in the sand, like, and I'm speaking to Sony when I say this, like,
and Marvel.
Yeah, I guess, and Marvel, because it's like, like you gotta start just putting your like, it's time. Mm-hmm. We've had a nice little stretch. I understand. Inventory was low for PS5. It's hard for people to get. I understand the pandemic, all of that. So you were kind of being lenient with it. You stopped believing in generations so that everybody could play your games, but 2022, you got to kind of cut. I'd say certain games. Like, yeah, you can put all the sports games on both consoles. They always do that.
Sports games, do that. Make it for PS2 for all I give a fuck. I don't care.
But that's always been the case going back to long ass time ago. There were like NBA Live and Maddens on Super Nintendo and PlayStation at the same time, PS1. So yeah, that's always going to be the case, and I'm not mad at that. And those games, like Just Dance, like all those shits are always going to be on. But it's time to start making strictly next gen games. It's time. I want to see like what these systems are really capable of, because you would have to assume they're holding back somewhat because they always have to make a dumbed down version. And
that's the thing. Like even though it might not be a lot that they're holding back. it's enough so like that they're taking away resources to just fully investing. And that's my thing, where it's like, if you fully invest in a next gen game that doesn't have to worry about PS4 players, no offense to you guys if you couldn't get one, but like that game is going to be stunning as opposed to it just being really great. You know what I mean? Like we can take the next step into like making games even better, because once you make a game like that where it's next gen exclusive, it's only on the PS5 and the next gen systems, and it's fucking amazing, after that better shit comes. That's the thing. It's like this Suicide Squad game, while it looks great, it's not going to be the best game ever, and we're going to put that out there, unless it is, which cool, but like there's going to be a game in the future that's better than this by like 10 times, and like we're not going to get to there in our lifetime if we keep being like, oh yeah, let's fucking keep making PS4 games and like doing this and shit. Like we gotta fucking move. We gotta keep chugging along and go.
Certain companies I feel like get around that. Like for instance, like things that Sony is like hyper invested in, like God of War. While there's a PS4 version, I'm sure their PS5 version is going to be ridiculous looking, because they're going to probably put the money and the resources behind, like, yes, there's a PS4 version, but we're also going to give you the PS5 version you deserve.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's something that Sony is like first party, super invested. It's a top tier AAA game for their company. So yes, we're going to get the PS5 version of that, regardless of if there's a PS4 version or not. But I'm talking like across the board, even the third party companies. It's like, yo, it's time, man. It's time.
It's time to move on. And if not, then fuck you.
That's always
it's pretty much
the thing at the end.
I mean, to be fair, yes, fuck you. Next. What was after that?
It's a couple things.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff actually.
And we can like some of these are big stories, some are small stories. We can kind of like run right through it.
Let's talk about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Let's talk about this. With the leaked data mine voice lines for the characters that might be coming up, where the announcer says their names. So I'm going to go off of this list, and you're going to tell me if I'm mad or not. Tell us in the comments down below if Chris is mad. Jimmy Neutron, Plankton, Mr. Krabs, Squidwards, Tommy Pickles, Vlad Plasmus.
Where's he from?
Danny Phantom. He's the the dude with like the U hair. It's like a V almost. I'm pretty sure. Zuko and Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco. I was waiting for Rocco.
Yes.
And the other characters above that.
Oh, also Garfield and Shredder.
Shredder.
To be fair, I did say Shredder, I think, at one point.
You did.
That would be a good option. Is Garfield Nickelodeon? I don't remember there being a Garfield.
There's a reason I just heard about this. Garfield was on Nickelodeon at one point. He didn't originate on Nickelodeon. He wasn't an original. He was like CBS. But then CBS got bought by Viacom, and Nickelodeon is Viacom. So they're putting Garfield in this.
Fuck Garfield. Yeah, that's annoying, man. The fact that you don't have all 4 Ninja Turtles in a game is really weird to me. Because, like, why
it's a fighting game.
Why wouldn't you? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you want to be fair with that too, Ninja Turtles wasn't always originally Nickelodeon either.
I guess, but like, still, you're gonna tell me you're gonna put April O'Neil in, which is cool. Yeah, let's have April O'Neil, who's not really a fighter technically in the series, and then you're gonna put Shredder in, which makes sense because bad guy, and we don't really have bad guys. But you're not gonna put the other two. It's a team, man.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
It's a fucking team. Like, I'm trying to... Like, that'd be like putting cow in and not chicken. Like, the fuck?
Cow.
It's just cow. And the chicken's not even, like, referenced. Not even, like, one of the moves, like, where she throws chicken. It's just cow. And that's it.
It's like putting Ren in this game.
Yeah,
just Ren.
Just Ren. That, like, it's such a joke. Like, how do you do...
It's like if you would have put Filbert in and not Rocco. But I don't know, they put Helga, not Arnold. That was kind of strange.
Yeah, why the fuck is Helga in the game and Arnold's not?
The only reason I would be like, because she's like the quote-unquote villain of... Hey, she's like the mean one.
Kid before Helga, dude.
I'd have put like Gerald.
Gerald, Stoop Kid, or fucking Pigeon Guy.
For all that, you might as well just put in Harold the bully, since y'all want to go like for the aggressive characters.
Yeah, like... The choices are pissing me off, man.
Or
like,
if anything, you should have put Arnold and Gerald as like a duo.
Yeah. And they would just do the thumb thing, and that would be like their down B as like if they get hit while they're doing it, it like knocks them away. You're like welcome, Nintendo. Fuck you. And by Nintendo, I mean Nickelodeon. It just starts with an N. It's the same thing.
Nickelodeon. Nintendo. Hi, I'm Nintendo.
There's the title of the
episode. That's it.
That Nintendo. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just disappointed because I'm like, that's just a dumb thing to me. Because like, that's a gimme. Like, you just put all 4 turtles in, and then that's it. You just make everyone happy, and you don't need to worry about anything else. All the other stuff, like Fairly Odd Parents or something like that, like, you can do that later. But, like, you put all 4 turtles in. Mm-hmm. You don't put just 2. And then on top of that, like, I'm not going to be that guy, but, like, I feel like both Raphael and Donatello are more popular than Mikey. Like, yeah, he's the party dude and, like, the fun one, but, like, Raph is like the big bruiser fighter guy, and Donnie's the smart guy of the group. Like, those two are much more cool than a guy that just fucks up all the time. I don't know. Maybe sticks on some chains.
Maybe it became that way, but when I was coming up, Michelangelo was like the guy. He was the guy.
I've never liked him.
Like, and he was never my favorite, but I knew he was like super popular though, because he's the comedy one. He's the comic relief guy.
And I don't know why, but I've never liked Michelangelo ever. Like, even in the movies, like, nothing. Like, I was like, yeah, fuck him. He exists, and he's fine that he's there, but I'm not like, the nunchuck guy's the best. Like,
that's because Michelangelo is like the heart. He's like the innocent kid of the group.
More like the shart. Anyway.
You kids don't know comedy. You don't know comedy turtles.
But yeah, that's a leaked list based on announcer voice lines at least. So to be fair, nothing's set in stone yet. These actually haven't been announced at all. Right. I haven't even played the game yet. I don't plan on buying it. No offense to the game, but
I think I'm gonna wait until like. And this is going to be one of those games I get just so that we can have content about it.
Yeah,
but
Black Friday or something.
Because it's going to be like $20.
Yeah,
because it's already cheap. Mm-hmm. It launched at $50. Launched day sale, they had it for $40, or was it $30? Some are already low, so I already know.
$30 wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind paying $30.
Black Friday, I'll grab it because it's going to be. I know that shit's going to be dirt cheap.
It also seems like it's like very. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like Smash where it seems like there's a fighting chance if you're good at the game. It seems like there's very like spammy stuff you can do to just like win.
You see Donkey's video on it?
Yeah, like It just seems very like unpolished. It's an unpolished turd as far as I'm concerned because the Donatello's not in it. But yeah, the turd part comes from the lack of Donatello. Unpolished is the overall actual general fact. Turd is just my opinion.
All right.
Now talking about a turd of a game.
This is a 2-parter. When I originally put this in the chat on the news thing, it didn't get to the climax of what would happen to this. Originally, Call of Duty posts, this is Ricochet. And this is the Ricochet anti-cheat, a new anti-cheat system arriving on day 1 of Warzone's Pacific update later this year. Stay tuned for more updates from Team Ricochet in the following weeks and learn more about our full anti-cheat plan. So, that was October 14th. On October 15th, Call of Duty hackers break Activision's new anti-cheat system in one day.
Yep. They reverse engineered it.
Ricochet was announced on October 14th and described by Activision as a multifaceted approach to combat cheating featuring new server-side tools which monitor analytics to identify cheating, enhance investigation processes to stamp out cheaters, updates to strengthen account security, and more. It was also confirmed that the system would launch alongside Call of Duty Vanguard and eventually find its way into Warzone. But today, October 15th, it's emerged that Warzone hackers are reversing the system following a leak of the kernel-level driver's files. According to the unofficial watchdog group Anti-Cheat Police Department on Twitter, Ricochet might have been a genuinely promising new method to combat cheaters right up until the moment the files leaked online, giving cheat makers a chance to get ahead of it and develop ways of working around it. To add insult to injury, hackers have reportedly already decided that Ricochet was nothing that special and can be reversed easily. Cheat developers are not afraid of the Ricochet anti-cheat, and to be fair, most cheats already operate at the kernel level for a very long time. ACPD added on Twitter. One day
told you so. I told
last
you
episode
so.
we talked about that.
Last episode, literally in the Discord, every single time there was a post about, hey, it's coming, hey, it's coming, hey, this is the official announcement. I said, nope, no, it ain't.
You did.
And then literally a day later.
A day.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to say the whole omnipotent thing because I don't think this has to do with that. This just comes with my complete lack of faith in Call of Duty nowadays. And then here's the thing. It's just the game has degraded into something that it never was when we were younger. Like, when we were younger, Call of Duty was it. It was that and Halo. Those were the games that you fucking saved your fucking allowance for every single year and you got. Unless you were, like, a person who actually liked good games. No offense. But like
that's offensive.
Like, you know, like fucking like good games, like story driven games. Like the campaigns are good.
I know what you meant.
like the campaigns have always actually been good for Call of Duty if you're into that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's just the same shit every time. War happens. You go on a bunch of missions. You shoot a bunch of people. Then, oh, look at that. There's a little thing that happens that changes the course of your missions. Now you got to do a couple more missions to correct your course, and then you finish it. And that's it. That's all their campaigns always are, except for Black Ops, which was kind of new with the whole, like, numbers thing and, like, the inside the mind game, which I'll give them that. But, like, once they got rid of the campaign, that's when it really went downhill. And it's like, oh, we're only multiplayer now. And then they came out with Warzone, which here... it's one of the best battle royales that technically exists, but also no because of this. They launched it without an anti-cheat.
The cheating is killing it.
The cheating literally is killing the game to the point where streamers don't want to play anymore, or they're not even playing the game or making YouTube videos of it. They're literally just making videos of them watching people play. Like, and here's the thing that's funny, is entertaining. Like, that's more entertaining than watching a streamer play a game, is watching a streamer commentate on a guy who's hacking that killed him. That's more entertaining, which is the sad part, which is making more people want to hack, because then they're like, oh man, Tim the Tatman's watching hackers, I should hack, because then maybe he'll watch me and I'll be on the video and my name will be on
another meta level of playing the game.
Exactly. And like, here's the thing, and I don't blame the content creators at all for that, because like, they're in a situation right now where they can't make good content because they're getting cheated on and constantly are having videos ruined. Like, they have a really good game. They got like 20, 30 kills. They're rocking it. And then they're about to win. And then cheater comes in and starts like wiping everybody from like halfway across the map.
Right.
I don't blame them for doing what they're doing, but it's also not helping. And then also leaking the files online does not also help, for fuck's sake.
Craziness.
But I'm not surprised.
When I saw that at least one day later, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yep. And in my personal opinion, I still have the same exact thing that I said last week, my same sentiment. Hire the fucking hackers. Because they know what to do. They know how to get around things. Hire them. Give them more money than they make for making hacks so that they can reverse engineer something that works really well. And then bada boom, you got a fucking dope game that has no hackers in it that people can make good content from. People can have a good time playing where it's even and balanced. And you don't have to worry about hacks anymore.
The fact that the hackers even said themselves, it's nothing all that special.
It's because they don't care.
They're treating you like child's play. Exactly. Activision.
100%. Well, it's because, to be fair, I also feel like Activision doesn't care. Like, they're just doing this to appease the people that are complaining, but those people are still playing.
Is it Activision or is it whoever made the most recent Call of Duty? Is that Treyarch? I forgot who's made this one.
It could be Bob from fucking Bob's Burgers. I don't know. They don't give a shit.
I got a Call of Duty for you. Bob's Burgers.
Lisa, get the anti-cheat from the basement. It's covered in mold. I don't know what their names are.
Oh, Louise.
I don't fucking know.
I like Bob's Burgers. So that's
I don't like it because I don't like the voice actor that plays Bob because he just does the same voice every time.
But that's kind of why I like him. But he does it, but he's always good as the character still. Because Archer is not Bob's Burgers.
I hate Archer. I think Archer is terrible.
What do you like, man? God damn it.
Archer is terrible. The animation style is garbage South Park.
I don't.
It's like, hey, South Park, we really like your idea. We're gonna copy and paste it, but with like slightly better line work that kind of looks okay.
Yeah, but
It looks like a WikiHow animation.
So what? But I like the show.
Okay, cool. I just don't like it. I've never even
I
watched
thought you
the show.
didn't like it because of the
I've
animation.
never watched it because I don't like the animation, and I will not be able to sit through that personally. And that's just
Maybe
because
I'm just not an animation nerd enough for it.
I went to school for it.
Right,
That's the only reason why
so
I'm
okay, you dislike it on a different level than I
Yes.
like it on.
Yeah.
So I get it. Okay.
I can't give it that chance because I will be too distracted by how much I dislike that style.
I understand more now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just me. The same thing with like fucking some of the DreamWorks movies, like Minions. That's Illumination. I literally had this conversation yesterday. Anyway, next, the big news story for Ant's basement.
Xbox Wire tweeted out, "The time has come to give our fans what they've been waiting for. Introducing the Xbox Series X replica mini fridge. And it will be a Target exclusive at $99.99.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pre-order it on the 19th.
Will you be pre-ordering this?
And on the moment, I said definitely. And I still kind of feel like that, just to like have it, at least to show it off here.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. And
I just wish it was the size of a mini, like a real mini fridge.
Isn't it the size of that? Because it only holds 12 cans.
I guess. I don't know. I
'Cause
didn't see like the dimensions of it. But it does say
It
it
says
holds 12
replica.
cans.
That's the thing. It's a replica mini fridge.
No, I want a full mini fridge, man.
I mean, that
That's
would
what I
make the most
want.
sense, but
If they made that and I would replace this thing and just have a giant Xbox Series X sitting there.
fuck it. We'll just take that apart and then build around it with like wood and shit. I'll 3D print you a shell.
You have faith in me that I can do that.
Do you have a screwdriver?
I do.
There's screws. You take them off, bada boom. Then it's just a shell that's not Starbucks. Then after that, you just get a box. You could even use cardboard, to be fair, and do like paper mache on it to make it more solid. Then after that, you make a little grate on top, then put an LED light underneath it that's green. It's an Xbox mini fridge.
This might be coming to a show near you.
Welcome to Pinterest.
Right. We might have to figure this out. But yeah, I saw that and I was just like, the time has come.
Yeah.
We joked about this, but the time has come.
The funny part is Target's website where it says coming soon. It says, yes, it really happened. Like, sir, we get it. You're memeing on us, but like, come on.
You know, Target's got to go full on because they have the exclusives, so now they got to really sell this thing.
So you're still on the fence, I guess? Or...
Yes and no. I feel like more of me is going to lean towards it just to have it, just to kind of, even if I've just got it, to meme on it for the show.
I feel like it'll be like the day of, and that's when you'll make your decision, to be honest.
The 19th will come and I'm like, am I doing this?
Yeah. It'll be like a spur of the moment decision. And I won't blame you for either of the two.
Which is 2 days from now. So I really got to make this decision.
Well, that's the thing. Is like if you say no, understandable as fuck because it's small. It's smaller than you thought it was going to be. But if you say yes, I'm also like, yeah, it makes sense. We're a video game channel. We could make some content out of it. But also, if we don't, who cares? You know, at the same time. So I'm like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal either way, in my personal opinion.
I'm ready to see the scalpers try scalping this thing.
I'm ready to see the scalpers try to sell this as an Xbox.
Oh, yeah, right. They're going to sell this as an Xbox or just sell the fridge at an Xbox price.
Yes. And be like, yeah, Xbox Series X, yo. And then you're going to get it, and it's just going to have, like, Yoo-Hoos in it.
It's going to be a picture of the Xbox Series X and really small. It's going to be like mini fridge. Like super fine print.
Hell yeah. After that, there is some more news about Nintendo.
All right. There's two sides of this. Nintendo put out their pricing for their updated Nintendo Switch Online service to where they add the Sega Genesis games, the Nintendo 64 games, and this Animal Crossing DLC, apparently.
Which you can get by itself, apparently, for, I think, $20.
Yeah.
I was talking to Anna about it last night when we got done D&D. I think she said it was $20 separately.
Okay.
So, if you don't want this, you can just do that.
All right.
So,
now the original price was $20 for a year. Can't beat it. That's a great price. I think for the family plan, it was $35. That's what I got. Because me, Adrian, and Trenton all have our own Switches, and I pay for the family plan, so everybody's online for a year. Now, for 12 months for an individual account, it goes up $30. I think that's kind of steep. And then it's $50 a year. But at the same time, somebody broke down the price and it's like an extra, I forgot what was it, like $4 or $7 a month. Which, if you break it down to that small, it doesn't seem like much at all. And for the family plan, it goes up to $80 for the year. Which kind of, it's in the middle of on par with what you get with any of the other big systems. It's still cheaper individually than Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network. Because I think PlayStation Plus, they're $60, right?
Yeah, $60 for the year.
Even though there's tons of sales all the time. I think I just saw one. You can get a PlayStation year right now for like $30.
Yeah, it's always when I don't need it.
I've bought it every time I see that sale, to the point where I think I'm good on PlayStation till like the year 2024 or some shit.
I didn't know you could stack it like that. I was just like, I don't need it, so I'm not going to buy it.
Because I'll see it and I'm like, oh, I need that. And then I'll forget. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I need that. Then I went to check my PlayStation one day and I was like, I have this for a couple of years now.
Hey, man, you're set in stone. Gold.
Right. Golden. Xbox doesn't go on sale as much, and I wish they would, because there's always refreshes on automatically, and I forget. And I look at my account and I was like, why am I missing money? And I was like, oh, Microsoft stole it.
Microsoft stealing my money.
But that's it. People are on the fence about it. People are kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
Like, why am I paying this much more for some 64 games and some Genesis games?
I feel that. I feel like they just need to add more games in general. Like, not to the 64 and the Genesis. Obviously, those, like, however many games are coming with them, sure. That makes sense. But, like, I feel like you should also be constantly adding games to the other ones, like the NES and the SNES. And, like, I feel like they do every once in a while, right?
They do.
But
they
like,
just did, like, a month or two
It needs to be more games. Like, I feel like they need to, like, just keep, like, plowing games at you. Especially now. Like, if you're going to ask people to, like, get this much more money for this stuff, I understand how it comes with the DLC for Animal Crossing, but not everyone plays that game.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I missed the boat on Animal Crossing. Literally, when Animal Crossing came out, I wanted to Switch because I wanted to be a part of it. Missed it. Then I found my Switch, which I haven't touched in about 2 to 3 months, probably more than that, which I will be playing more when Shining Pearl and Diamond and whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, that's coming.
When they come out, I will be playing that exclusively handheld, to be honest with you. And I might even fucking bring it to work as far as I care as of this point, and just put it off to the fucking side and just have my Joy-Con up my ass or some shit. Like, just hiding it.
It's like, yeah, let me just...
Be like, just holding it down here, and then my boss comes just like, you know? It's like, it's gone. I wasn't doing anything.
The noise you made.
Yeah. Anyway.
If you ever wanted to know what Chris's asshole sounded like.
Yeah, that's what happened last week. If you know, you know. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not mad at it. I would do the year plan because I'm down to play some 64 games. I've never actually played a 64 game besides like Pokemon Snap or Tony Hawk Underground 1 with the blue cartridge. Those are the only two that we had that worked. And I also didn't like the controller. I really don't like the 64 controller at all because I think it's made for a person with 3 hands.
It is, and it's. I played that controller the entire time I had a 64, and you had to use the joystick. I was using that controller wrong the entire time I had a 64. Do I have a 64 controller?
It's right behind your head.
Oh man, look at that.
Set decoration.
So like. When I got Mario, that game is made for, this controller is made for Mario 64, but you're supposed to hold it like this.
Yes.
To play. The entire time I had 64,
you held it to the left side.
I did like this. This is how I played.
I mean, I don't blame you though, because that makes sense.
Put my hand from here to here.
With child hands, it doesn't make. With adult hands, it makes sense.
Yeah, like
kinda.
As an adult, I'm losing like this doesn't feel bad, but I forgot I was 10.
Yeah.
When this came out, so I'm just like stretching my thumb here, and that's how I'm playing 64.
I just don't understand it. It's one of those things where it's like, I get it. Like, it looks, if we're going to talk like straight, it looks futuristic. If we're going to talk about like the design of the 64 controller in general. If you don't know what it looks like, fuck you. Even I know, and I'm a fucking zoomer, apparently, or whatever.
You are.
But like it doesn't make sense like aesthetically for what you're trying to get done. Like even if your hand is supposed to be in the middle, how am I supposed to hit the D-pad at all? I can't. That's the answer. Because my thumb doesn't go that way. You know, like it.
You gotta reach it.
Yeah, like it
That's
doesn't
why I
do
kept
that.
my hand across the whole thing. I can touch both.
And that's the thing. It's like that works, right? But then it only works for adults who have like adult-sized hands. The children that are trying to play the games on there can't really do it as of that point. So you're kind of like limiting your market. At the same time, I'm judging a company that made a system back when I was like an baby. So like, who cares? But
96. How old were you?
1.
Oh.
Yeah. 95 boy.
Man.
Yeah.
Were you really that much? It doesn't feel like. I think because we're talking about something that we both enjoy, it doesn't feel like we're that many years apart.
I feel like once you reach a certain age, it
It's all
does
numbers.
nothing honestly nothing matters anymore because like it doesn't matter what your age is after like let's say like maybe like 23. Like once you pass like 23, I can be friends with like a 40-year-old and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like if they're 40 and I'm 23, like we could have casual conversations as technical adults. You just obviously have more experience than me as a 40-year-old, so that makes sense. But it's like we're still like equals, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the number anymore.
I actually enjoy the dynamic we have with the difference in age because
I'm a baby.
I'm super hype on like the type of game, like Metroid Dread, the type of game I was playing when I was a kid.
And I'm opposed.
Yeah, but at the same time, you'll throw on something. I'll be like when I turned on Avengers and saw all those menus and shit, I was like, fucking why? Just
To be
play
fair,
the game.
you're not wrong with that though. That's a complete. I'm not over here like, look at all these menus.
True.
It's gorgeous. There's so many options
that's
for
one
me
of
to
my
spend money.
That's one of my thing about these modern games. There's so many systems. It's like I just want to play it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to press pause and immediately go into like an anxiety. Like I'm just shaking. Like it's too much.
What do I
Too
do?
much shit.
Do I spend money to play? Where do I insert the coin?
It took me a long time. We got like 5-6 matches in on Avengers, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can upgrade myself.
Yeah,
I'm just
I mean,
fighting
to be
with this
fair,
weak man.
you didn't play the game the way that it's intended. To,
I know
like,
they would have
actually,
walked you through it.
Yes, so like that makes sense that you didn't know.
I say it that way because you have to navigate so many menus to get to a certain point.
Yeah.
It's like how many menus?
I mean, to be fair, you have to go to 2 for the character upgrades if you want to upgrade yourself.
All right, but
that's if you know what to do.
right.
Yes.
And it was just like, okay,
Yeah.
I see a map, I see menus, I see sub-menus, I see sub-menus in sub-menus, like LR to go to the different I'm like, fam, I just
It's too
want to
much.
beat people up.
Yeah, that's all it is. But it's a bad time. What were we talking about?
It's
Nintendo?
not because that's the modern shit. Like that's
Yeah.
It's like that with. I remember when the upgrade like tree first came out.
I
Like,
like that though. I think that's a good idea.
I don't mind it, but when it first like Final Fantasy X is when I first saw it on PS2, and you had to like upgrade it, and then it breaks out into the other ones, and you got to know at that time I didn't see that before, so I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I'm used to like you getting experience points in an RPG,
You just get
and they just like
specific
you
shit.
learn this now. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was just like,
You're giving me choice now to what I want to do?
Slow down on the choice. All right?
No. Nah, I feel like the skill trees are something that's interesting to me because it's almost like back then it was like choose what you want to do and it mattered. Nowadays it doesn't. Because
Yeah.
the skill tree, you can choose to go whatever direction you want, but you still end up at the end of the game having enough points to do the whole fucking tree.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's just what do you get first. And
But they do a good job at making you feel like it matters.
yes, yeah, I will.
And
agree
I
with
think
that.
that's part of it because there's that little like anxiety bubble you get like, all right, what do I want to do?
Yeah, what do I
wanna
want to
make
be?
the best choice possible.
Yeah, I think Ghost of Tsushima does it the best.
I
out
like
of all of
Tsushima's
them.
version.
Yeah,
I like it.
theirs is nice because like you get like the different stances, and to be fair, hella menus with that too. Like, but like you get like different stances, then you have to unlock different moves with those specific stances. Then you just have your overall skill trees, and then you also have your weapons that you choose. If you want to have like smoke bombs or kunai, or if you want to have like a firecracker to like distract someone, like you have to choose which one you want. Like, while it technically doesn't matter. It's how you play and how you want to evolve the character story wise, like, which is I appreciate so much about that game, and it does it the right way, I think. But
Right.
yeah, at the end of the day, give us more NES and SNES games on Nintendo Online.
Or give us another system. If they would have said, here's 64, here's Genesis, and here's like Game Boy, the whole Game Boy family tree, Game Boy Advance.
That's too big, man. That's like such a big library, though, if you think about it.
It is.
Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, like that's Game Boy SP.
Well, that's Game Boy Advance. Game Boy and Game Boy Color is Game Boy. And
True.
Game Boy Advance and Game Boy SP is just Game Boy Advance.
True.
Like, not even, you don't have to give us DS. Just give us those two Game Boys, and I'd be like, you know what? $80 for my family plan don't seem so bad now. Like,
Yeah, I would not be opposed to that at all. That'd be great.
Plus, they're not making like y'all aren't still out here selling Game Boy games and 64 games and Genesis games.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and the whole thing about emulation came up again. Like, this happens every time. Like, people are like, well, I'm just going to play emulators. They don't want us to play emulators so bad, but they don't give us enough choice to like completely denounce emulation either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Waiting for that Steam Deck because, man, I don't care if I'm going to get indicted for this, but the emulation that's going to go on that thing.
Oh, yeah. That's literally another. You literally just bought a PC. You're going to get another PC very soon.
Yeah, now I'm swimming in PCs and didn't have one.
But our final story for the day is actually technically a follow-up on a video we made previously. If you remember back in the day when we first got our PS5s, the big thing that we wanted to talk about was the PS5 plate system and how there's the outer plate that you were supposed to be taking off to, like, you know, air out the PlayStation. They want you to do that slightly regularly, I guess. But that was the thing. And that made everyone think, oh, cool, that means that they're going to make different colors and like whatever and do, you know, like things like that. And there was a company that came along by the name of D-Brand. And I think they were like the second or third company because one company got shut down doing it, and we covered that when it first happened. There was another company that did it, shut down again, and then D-Brand came out, and what they did is that they made it so the logos on the inside, because if you don't know, the PlayStation shells on the inside, there's this like texture, but if you look very, very close at it, it's actually the PlayStation square, triangle, circle, and X. On theirs, they changed up the design, so like the circle was like the hazmat circle, the triangle was like with an exclamation point inside of it, so it's like a sign. The X was a skull and crossbones, and I forget what the square was, but like they changed it up so it was their own. Same exact plate though, design wise, and it was black, the dark plates. We made a video on our YouTube channel. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Pretty much, they were shut down by Sony. I'm going to read the article because the way the article is written is really fun, in my opinion, just because it also has their fun, like the D-Brand itself. So, one second, I have like a million fucking ads for Back 4 Blood. I forgot I played Back 4 Blood. Fuck. I played Back 4 Blood this week as well.
Oh, yeah, I can get that now.
Yeah, I had it on pre-order on Amazon and to play the beta, and then I forgot to cancel the pre-order because I didn't necessarily want it, but I also am not mad that I got it because it's actually fun. It's a lot better than the beta. But I played that. Sorry.
We'll have to play that too.
Yes. Hell yeah. So I'm going to read little portions of this article until we get to the end. So Canadian peripheral firm D-Brand has stated that it is no longer selling its popular PS5 faceplates following a threat of legal action from Sony. D-Brand's $50 dark plates went on sale in February and within a few hours had sold out of stock until May. I got on the second batch, I believe, and then there was, I think Brett got, from Haptic Intel, got them as well. Josh did not, which he's kind of sad that he didn't get them now.
I got you, Josh. I found backups.
You found backups?
Immediately when I saw this, I'm like, I'm still getting these, and I found backups.
Hell yeah.
CLD got them too.
Dope. CLD did get them as well. Yeah. I forgot. Apologies. So in a statement posted on Saturday, the company declared that dark plates were now, quote unquote, dead, following a letter received from Sony Interactive Entertainment's lawyers threatening to sue for, and then there's a bunch of bullet points here, preliminary and permanent injunction relief, court-ordered destruction of infringing materials, and recovery of D-Brand's profits and additional monetary damages. Next dot. Extensive remedies under U.S. law, including injunction relief against further sale of any infringing materials, destruction of all infringing materials, recovery of our clients' lost profits and damages, and statutory damages, I don't know how to read, of up to $150,000 per infringed work, so per dark plate. And then the third,
a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, the third dot, an injunction, the destruction, delivery, up, and exportation of goods prohibit of the exportation of goods, and the awarding of damages, accounting of profits, punitive damages, punitive and exemplary damages, and interest. What words are hard?
You're right.
Interest and cost. These are smart people words, and we're not.
We're not smart people words.
So to be fair, that was a threat to sue for those things. They don't have to actually do them because of them saying they're done. So they keep all of the money they made because they deserve it because they made a great product. I'm going to hype up D-Brand till the day I die. In the cease and desist letter, which D-Brand has shared, Sony's lawyer states that because of Sony's, quote, extensive marketing of the PS5 console, its commercial popularity, and its massive earned media coverage, end quote, its faceplates have been, quote, become exclusively associated with the SIE in the minds of the customers and has come to symbolize considerable goodwill, end quote, which is some bullshit to save face. The letter addresses D-Brand's previous challenge to Sony to, quote, try and sue us, which if you watch the video or any of the podcasts when we talked about them, that was like their big thing is like, say, try and sue us because you don't own the copyright to a shape, and then also we change them anyway. So,
right.
And to be fair, I still think D-Brand's in the right here. So the fact that they backed down, I respect the play because they don't want to get sued. And like, I don't think they would lose, but at the same time, the amount they would have to spend on that when Sony has like literally just money, like they wipe their ass with money, so they can just keep this going until D-Brand is dead. I respect the play from D-Brand at least for pulling out. Moving down. So D-Brand made their own statement on this. They claim that they aren't taking any sales away from Sony by selling its faceplates, and that users have the right to apply, quote, aftermarket parts to their console, comparing it to the car owner getting a third-party replacement part for their car after a crash, which is exactly what they are. And then at the end, they said it also speculates that the reason for Sony's threat is that they believe Sony is planning on to release a black PS5 console and doesn't want a, quote, a robot-shaped elephant in the room, because that's what the square was the robot. So there's that.
And you know they're doing that. As soon as I saw this, before I even read the whole article, I was like, oh, they're planning on doing their own, which we said all the way back then when you got it.
And to further that point, they pointed out that they just released the DualSense that is black, and then also the black Pulse 3D headset. So,
so you know what's coming.
Yes. Despite this, they have agreed to stop selling dark plates, which I respect the play, but I wish they didn't. Though refuses to completely rule out bringing them back in the future, which they might be coming back in the future. And this is their final quote: "We've elected to submit the terrorist demands for now," the statement reads. And then, while we strongly believe in the customer's right to customize and modify their hardware to the aftermarket components, your dark plates are now a collector's item. You know what they say: you either die a dark plates owner or you live long enough to see yourself become the scalper. In closing, fuck you, and especially fuck you, Sony. And that's how they ended their statement. So I love D-Brand.
They stand on their shit.
Yeah, because they know what they're about. All they're about is just making stuff look cool aftermarket 3 parts. Which, and here's the thing, their parts are literally the same thing. But Sony doesn't own the copyright to a shape. You can't own that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
right.
In my opinion, to be fair, I don't know copyright law, so I might be wrong in that. But if that is the thing, then Jesus Christ, copyright laws need to be changed.
Very much so.
But yeah, man, D-Brand, rest in peace. If you did get the dark plates, good job. You have a collector's item. Maybe keep an eye out on the eBay prices and see if they go up. And if they do, maybe make some money. But personally, I'm holding on to mine. I already put my decal on it of Miles Morales, so it's staying there. And I'm keeping it. So you said that you found alternatives, though.
I did. Let me just make sure they didn't get shut down.
Yeah, right. They're down already. And they also said, fuck Sony.
Let's see. Yep, nope. Nexigo, Nexigo on Amazon. If you still want dark plates, they have the dark plates. They have matte black, blue, gold, and red plates.
Gold or yellow?
Gold.
That's kind of fire. Is it like chrome?
It doesn't say.
Damn.
It just says gold. But
and while we can't necessarily say they're good, they're technically a thing that exists. I don't know if
they got matte black. So
are they reviewed at all? Is there any reviews?
Got 4.5 stars out of 5.
Damn.
It gives you all the product details, all the breakdowns, how to put them on, all the instructions.
So if you want dark plates still that aren't from D-Brand,
sorry, this is the trailer.
You're good. You can technically go on Amazon and pick them up. Nexigo. Or if you want to hold out, D-Brand might come back with them in the future. Or on top of that, Sony's probably coming out with a black PS5. So there's that. Maybe Ryan can then have a PlayStation that doesn't lag.
These are all
GG's. But yeah, that's the news for this week. So on to the emails. Did we receive any emails?
We didn't. We received a message from Anna in the Discord today.
If you're not on the Discord, what's wrong with you? Go to any link in any of our social media bios, which there's only one, so it's just that one link. Click on it, and then you'll see at the top, join Discord. Join the Discord.
Do it.
Read the Don't Be a Dick. Then follow that process of not being a dick. Be a friendly NGP. Join up on the community. And then you can ask us a question in the Pod Questions channel. You can post some memes in the meme channel. You can post in the general channel and just join in the general chat. Or if you want to play some games, message somebody and be like, hey, anybody down to play this game? And then make some new friends. Fuck
there
it.
You go.
So there's that. On to that question.
Anna writes, is there a game type or game system you don't think is utilized enough and you wish to see more of?
When this says game systems, does that mean console?
I'm assuming so.
Okay, so for me, I don't think there are enough Switch games in general that I'm interested in that like warrant me even having a Switch. So I think they need to pump out some more Switch games in general, because I feel like Switch games are very not limited, but it's like one of those things where it's like they don't make a big deal about it. So like there might be a shit ton, right?
I think they make a big deal about the games that are a big deal to Nintendo. On a general scale, no. Like all like some maybe third party Switch exclusives, I don't think they do.
Yeah.
I think you know what gets a lot of love on Switch that I'm glad? Like we all saw about with me is the indies. Yeah. Indies go straight for Switch. Yeah. And they're kind of made for it. Like
I wish I was more into indies, man.
Just some really cool stuff out there, man. I think I kind of agree with you. Unless it's Mario, Zelda, or anything in those families of games. Like Metroid Dread got some love. Yeah. I think, their first party stuff gets all the...
But it feels like that's all there is with them. And like those are like so far apart from each other. Like it's like, here you got Mario Odyssey and you got Breath of the Wild for like the beginning. Those are the two. And then you get Luigi's Mansion and Smash. But then like in between it's like, what are we waiting for? And I think
their games have a long tail to the point where like it's almost like, all right, we're ready for the next thing. Like the only exception being Mario Odyssey. That oddly did not get any DLC. It was like
that didn't get any. I haven't even beaten that, but it's surprising to me.
Zelda had a super long tail only because that game is so expansive that there was so much to add to it, so much you could find. It got its own little like meta coverage because there are people.
Didn't it do like an offshoot game too? Like there was like that offshoot.
They made the
Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity. Yeah, they made that.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm like the fact that there's like that though, like you know, like. It just feels like the Switch is only there for their first party. And like the third party stuff's there and it does come, but they don't care about it.
I think they don't care about it because they know they're kind of outclassed power-wise by the other consoles.
Yeah, I guess.
So they're going to double down on what they can bring to the table that nobody else can.
True. But I feel like the Switch could show up for some games that are better. Like I don't have a reason to pick up my Switch personally. Like that's just me from the point of view of like I'm not a huge Breath of the Wild guy because I know it's not my game style. It's fine, it's a great game, and I will admit that. Same thing with Mario Odyssey, great game, but
it's just not the games you go to.
I don't want to play it for more than fucking like 2 hours at a time. Meanwhile, you're up till 2 a.m. playing these games because like you love them. But I'm like,
but that's just that's a generational thing. That's because when I was playing games as a kid, that's what it was.
True. It just feels like they don't have anything for the opposite end of that spectrum.
And I agree with you.
Like they have like they added Apex to Switch, sure. Whatever. But I'm not gonna play Apex on Switch when I can play it on a PS5, especially when you need me to buy an SD card specifically just so I can have enough space to play the game.
I think that we're also coming from a position of quote unquote older gamers. Yeah. Because if you let Trenton tell it, that's the greatest system ever. Yeah. Because he's playing like Fortnite now on it, and he doesn't have the mind like we do. So he's not like oh, this isn't the best resolution I can be playing.
Yeah.
It's not the most powerful system I can be playing this on.
True.
So for him, he switches. He could play that. And the only thing he's playing on the quote unquote super powerful consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, is Roblox, which you can play on
the Switch.
It's not like a high, it doesn't need a bunch of power to power that game. So I think the Switch is for a certain audience.
Yeah.
I mean, you're either a Nintendo diehard or a kid.
Yeah.
That's who it's for. And I think they excel in the audience that they're for.
I agree. I just feel like I feel like they need to do more. Like, because you could have everyone in theory. Like, it doesn't need to be the best looking graphics. Like, I don't give a fuck if it looks like, Fortnite or Roblox. If it's a good game, it's a good game. But like I understand they don't really need to care because they're already making all the fucking money in the world. They got fucking Chris Pratt money, so they can do whatever the fuck they want. But like I'm also like you could have more, and like that's always the thing where it's like maybe I'm just thinking of the standpoint of like I just want more, but also like that's a very greedy thing of like they'll just get more money, and then like what happens if then they beat PlayStation and Xbox if they jump into that world and like they make better games, then what happens? I don't know. It just feels like they're not even a part of the console wars, which is the thing.
And I think they're
annoying.
actively trying not to be.
But they should be though. I think
they're just running their own race.
But that's just like that's kind of sad in my opinion.
No, because think about it. Like Nintendo's like, well, we don't have to fight. Like Xbox and PlayStation are like, they have to like duke it out.
And then PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's just like, well, y'all can do that and we'll make hundreds of millions of dollars just being us.
True.
And they're the only one who had the hybrid. It can hook it up to a TV and take it with.
And now Steam.
Until that comes. But right now, they own that market.
Yeah.
If I owned a certain segment of the market that the other ones just cannot do to the point that we can do it, and they tried and still lost to us, they own the portable gaming market. I would be like, take all your accolades and your teraflops and all that 4K. We own the handheld market.
True.
We own the demographic from 5 to like 16, I'll say.
Yeah.
They just own it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. They're like in a race with like those things from the early 2000s where you would plug them into the fucking like TV and they were just a Joy-Con. Like that's it.
No,
and it was like 8 Nicktoons games and that's it. That's the race they're in.
No, you know who they're opposing? Their only opposition would be like mobile games.
Mobile games.
People on their iPhones and Androids. That's Nintendo's like, we'll just beat the shit out of them.
Fuck Raid Legends.
Right. Exactly.
But not actually.
Man, don't watch that episode, Raid Legends.
They're not going to watch.
But they're opposing that audience because they're the only other handheld thing you can play games on.
True. I just want more. And that's just from the greedy standpoint of like, I think that they could, and here's the thing. If they did dip their toes into the race of like, with Xbox and PlayStation.
If Switch 2 was a 4K 60 system that could do everything they could do, then yeah.
The thing that's beautiful about that is that they're dipping their toes into that. They're trying to be in that race. Even if they're losing that race, they're still winning their own race with the handheld market. So that's the thing. It's like they have nothing to lose. So why aren't they trying to be in the actual market? Like I feel like they kind of were when they brought Apex onto it. Like it was kind of like, hey guys, you can actually play this game that's definitely not for Switch on here now. Like you can play this first person shooter. Like
I think that was more those companies coming to Switch because they see how successful it is more than Nintendo coming to them.
True, and that could be the case. But either way, sometime John Nintendo needs to open his eyes and be like, hey, we can be a part of this race. We might not win it. We might be in 3rd place or 4th place, but we're at least in place. Like, we're in the race, and we're not, like, a spectator. Like, it's almost like there's the 4K run, and it's just Nintendo, and then, like, the actual marathon is being run by the big guys, and, like, not to like downplay the 4K, but like, the medal's a little bit bigger when you run the marathon,
Right.
Because you can do everything in the marathon as opposed to just, I have the kid market. Look at me, I feel
like for me, to answer this question, I would probably choose Switch 2 just from a different angle. I'm choosing them, well, almost the same angle as the selfish veteran Nintendo fan. It's like, I've been waiting for Breath of the Wild 2 and whatever the next Mario is. I feel like I'm just constantly waiting for Mario, Sonic, and Smash to drop. And once all three drop, I'm just like,
Okay.
well, now what? Maybe Mario Kart, but then it's just like, that's all I need from y'all. I just need y'all to crank me out one of those every other year. And I've been waiting for Mario and Zelda since 2017 when the other ones dropped. Or 2018 or so.
It's been a long time, man.
So for me, and then Breath of the Wild 2 is supposed to come this holiday. I'm like, cool. But then it doesn't.
Yeah.
And they pushed it.
And we still haven't heard anything about Mario.
Right. And we don't know. I know it's being worked on, whatever this next Mario thing is. And I'm assuming if I have to put on my like businessman hat, I'd have to say that they're going to wait until close to when that movie comes out to capitalize off the fact that there's a movie and then put
It'll
the game
just be
out.
the Mario movie game.
You're just playing as Chris Pratt.
I don't think they'd do that.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that either.
I still think it would be the same game cast of voice actors per se. Like it's like the one dude pretty much for like all of the Italian lads. But like I don't know, man. I'm just at the point where it's not recording video anymore. Welcome to the audio version of the podcast. Audio amigos, this episode is for you.
Whoa!
It's fine. We'll have some sort of
Turn the screen around before I hit
record. It's fine. So I guess we'll cut in here. So just so y'all know, on Thursday, there won't be a video version of the podcast, as you guys know.
Not a traditional way, anyway.
Yes. We forgot to hit the record button. It's fine. There will still be a video on YouTube of the audio version of the podcast for you people that are over on YouTube. But for this week, it is strictly going to be audio.
It is.
Like back in the old days of episode 1 through fucking, I think like 30-ish, like around there.
A little before 30.
So it's a nice little retro Save Before Quitting episode for you right now.
We might have to do something special for y'all. We might have
we will soon with the live podcasts coming soon for the 1 year anniversary.
True.
But We'll talk about that in a minute after we finish Anna's question. Sorry about that. We just realized we goofed. Yep. But I definitely moved, though. You noticed that, right? Like the Streamlabs was up there, and then it went down here.
I didn't realize that. I wasn't looking over there.
I definitely saw it. Either way. Yeah, here we are. So what was the other part of the question? Not besides systems. It was also gaming, like, things. Like
it says, is there any game type or game system you don't think is utilized enough and wish to see more of?
I feel like the game type that's not used enough, because like obviously it's not first person shooter, it's not third person shooter, maybe third person shooter, like third person over the shoulder, like action, either shooter games or something like that. Like I know we have like the Spider-Man and stuff like that, but like they're few and far between now. Like Gears of War was the thing technically.
Yeah.
So there's that. But like that hasn't been a thing in God knows how long. Last Spider-Man.
What's that game we played? PlayStation.
Returnal.
No. Well, that's a third person shooter though. No, we played it. All three of us played it. We said it's like Gears of War.
Oh, the garbage one. I don't even care. Fuck that game.
That game.
Whatever that fucking game was. Fuck that. But there was that. But like I feel like that market has just become pretty much exclusively like superhero almost now. Because Uncharted isn't a thing anymore. God of War is pretty much not necessarily on hiatus,
Avengers,
but it's spread apart.
And
Avengers
Guardians
sucks. Fuck Avengers.
I'm just thinking of games. Like Guardians is kind of looks like
Guardians is there, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like there should be definitely more of that. Like with the amount of first-person shooters we have, we should have so many more third-person games, in my opinion. I feel like we don't get enough puzzle games. I'm not even a puzzle game guy, but like we hardly get puzzle games, and if we do, it's just an indie that kind of flows under the rug unless you're actually looking for a puzzle game. Like there's never what's the last puzzle game that has been mass marketed besides like Tetris? That's what I don't even know. It's a puzzle game, to be fair.
Well, all those different versions of Tetris, that was actually pretty big. Like you had the Tetris 99, Tetris Worlds on PlayStation. Puyo Puyo Tetris. Like Tetris had this resurgence that was like nuts.
I missed it.
I played a lot of Tetris 99. As far as puzzles, that's kind of that's the only thing I can really think of.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something obvious, but it's not coming to mind.
I feel like kart racers as well. Like, just like kart basing games where it's like racing for fun as opposed to racing to advertise extremely fancy cars and bullshit.
That's mine. The arcade racer needs to come back.
Like, there's no fun racing game besides Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, and they said that Cruise and Blast game that came out is actually fun. People have been talking about that shit.
I also want to check out the Hot Wheels one.
And Hot Wheels. So I think that resurgence, I would say that, and it's kind of starting to show its head again.
Yeah, racing for fun as opposed to
simulation racing.
Yeah. Because, like, even the simulation racing is, like, weird because, like, it's technically for fun. I get it. But, like, all they care about is the fact that, like, Aldi has their new... I said Aldi, like the grocery store, not Audi. Audi. AEWE.
AEW cars.
AEW cars. Like, that's all they care about is, like, making sure, like, the top brands are in the fucking game and, like, their most recent models and bullshit like that. So, like, it's just fucking annoying. And then as opposed to, like... something like CTR, which, like, honestly, I really wanted to get the new CTR, and I still haven't because it's like flying under the radar. Like, I don't hear anybody fucking talk about it. I'm not like going out of the way to go buy Crash Racing because no one else is playing it of my friend group.
I got it. So I'll play if you get it.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's one of those things where it's like it's gotten to the point where it's like it's probably $10 fucking as of this point. But I'm like. They aren't made a big deal about anymore,
and
so
it doesn't become
cares.
a big deal until Mario Kart comes out.
Exactly.
Mario Kart owns that area too.
Nintendo, you bastards. But yeah.
I'll say what, like Nintendo can get a lot of criticism, but like the markets that they own, they own in such a massive way that it's kind of hard to like be like they're getting no attention.
Agree. Yeah. But yeah. So that was our question on our Discord.
It's a good one.
Yeah, definitely a great question. Thank you for submitting that, Anna, and thank you also for buying that decal of the new merch, which you can all pick up at our website, savebeforequitting, fully spelled out, at fullyspelledout.com. I was going to say the email, which is a separate thing in a second. But go check out that merch. We got hats, which you can't see because we don't have video this week.
We're wearing stuff.
I'm wearing merch from another. I made it a point to wear this haptic hoodie today.
All right, maybe we'll take a picture of us or something like that.
It'll be a picture of some sort. We'll stream, and then I'll take a screen grab of our stream.
Yeah.
Something.
Or we'll just do a little quick. We'll talk about it when we finish.
Yeah, it's gonna be a time, but
we'll make sure everything that needs to be represented visually is represented visually.
So sure, me. I'll put up fucking videos of the trailers, maybe. We'll see. There'll be something for you video guys, but mostly just static animation. So there's that.
Sorry, future Chris. I apologize.
No, it's fine, dude. I mean, technically, it's
That's
less
present
work.
Chris saying it's okay.
Fuck you, future Chris, you bitch.
Wednesday, Chris is going to be like, after work, like, this motherfucker. I'm working
Wednesday,
tired.
Chris is just dead. He doesn't exist. But you guys can all follow us at our social media at savebeforequitting over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and over here on YouTube if you're watching the video version or checking out any of our YouTube shorts. You can also go over to Gamer Network where you can connect with us on the new social media app where we are both verified motherfuckers.
Yes.
I am at CJKing_SB4Q and you are
Ant-Man 2K.
Yes, and you can go interact with us over there, make a profile, join up, get in while it's still new and fresh before it blows up. Because honestly, I feel like this is going to blow the fuck up.
It's growing pretty rapidly.
Yeah, there's over 100,000 users already so far. It's a really great way to, if you are a creative person, a gaming person, any sort of creative in general, you can post your stuff. I've been seeing a lot of people posting their actual artwork and like they can take commissions on there and do stuff like that if they stream art or just people posting their clips and stuff. So definitely go check us out on there, make your own profile and let us know that you joined and tweet it out that you joined because of us as well.
Yes, please.
Give us some little shouts in the tweets or Instagrams or anything. But go check them out, have a good time, and what else do we got? I think that might be it.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, we will be announcing soon when the live podcast is coming soon for the 1 year anniversary of the show. We still have to figure out the exact date that will be, and I think it'll be in person now that we have the means to do it. We just got to figure out how to get people in a call and out of a call from like when we're over on the couch and the computer's over there.
No, I got away. We got it.
Okay, we'll figure it out either way, and we'll have you guys in, and we'll have you guys ask questions like you do on the Discord. We'll have probably some of the usual faces, maybe some new faces that weren't on the last episode, and maybe someone else. We never know. I still haven't reached out to Kirk. Apologies, Kirk, if you're still listening, but I haven't reached out to you in about 3 to 4 weeks since you first messaged me, so here we are. Life happens, and while life is happening, you can remember to always save before quitting.
Peace out.
That's all, folks. You can't see that we
can't even see we're doing this. I
can't
totally forgot. I'm used to addressing the camera and balls.
It's a time. It's save before quitting, baby.
It is. What would it be without
some sort of goof?
I'm gonna start setting
the ring light.
Yeah, you got a ring light on for nothing now.
I made sure to set up the ring light.
God,
it's all good. And if you aren't following on Twitch, you should be fucking following because we're streaming every single week on Sunday, either before or after the podcast is recorded. And we'll be playing some stuff and hanging out with y'all. So come check us out on Twitch.
Do it. Peace.
Peace. Bye.